What up, motherfuckers? It's your boy, DJ Skinny Penis, up in the his L.
Oh,
We are coming back at you again on the Horny Goat. Yeah, motherfucker. We doing a live watch along of the thing called the Elimination Chamber, motherfucker. Yeah. Represent, alright? And we're also doing This Week in Wrestling while we're watching the show. Yeah. Motherfucker, yeah. Joining me tonight is JP Pizzle, motherfuckers. Him and the Tattoo Mistress. How are y'all tonight, motherfuckers?
Get in your ass.
I think you said tag team mistress.
I am doing okay. Yeah, I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. I'm not gonna sit here and say that I'm not doing all right, but I'm doing all right. I'm drinking though.
All right. Also joining us is the realest motherfucking up in Canada, yo, up in the his L. It's your boy, Canadian Basement. How you tonight, Basement?
The fuck is a hizzo?
I got the coronavirus.
And we're
So I'm probably gonna
demonetized.
die.
Oh my god.
Keep going.
So I'm probably gonna die.
Baba died.
Also joining us is the real OG, Miss Gina. How you doing, Gina?
OG.
I can't follow the coronavirus, so I'm good.
The real OG. All right.
I am the real
And
OG.
of course we have Trek. Moving on, the first topic
Oh
of tonight.
no! That's funny. I don't care. Yeah.
We'll be talking about AEW Revolution and the Dave Meltzer ratings.
How about
So,
we talk about the Elimination Chamber because we kind of need to start it. Yes. All right. Talk
Should we
about
just
Whatever,
start
let's
JP, you
finish
want
it.
to lay off the countdown of that, bro?
You lead on the countdown, motherfucker.
Are y'all y'all at zeros?
Yes, we've
Yes.
already established that before the fucking call, before we started the show.
Okay. I'm new to this. Okay.
We know.
Start at the motherfucker. Okay.
Yeah. So do we start at
5.
motherfucker or after motherfucker?
At motherfucker.
Okay.
At motherfucker. Okay.
Go ahead.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Motherfucker.
Oh, the
Okay.
show sucks already.
It does.
I mean,
It's-
I have to say that was probably one of the most lively opening things that we've
You know, came in with straight fire.
fucking
It was
fired.
one of the. All right. So what are we talking about first?
I don't know.
AEW Revolution and the Dave Meltzer ratings.
Okay, we will talk about that. We'll talk about the matches, and then we'll go from there. I'll pull them up. Get it.
I know. We're watching
I've
the
already
greatest
got the Meltzer
pay-per-view,
ratings up for you.
Elimination Chamber,
Yeah.
with the greatest build in professional wrestling.
It was. Just wait. This show is fucking 10 out of 10. Just saying.
Oh, I had a feeling. But tonight, the Elimination Chamber is going to be absolute shit.
Yes, it is. So apparently there was a dark match. Britt Baker and Penelope Ford with Kip Sabian wrestled Riho and Yuka Sakazaki. I did not see that match. I did not care for it. So I can't even talk about it. I don't even think anybody's seen it. It was a dark match. Unless you were there in person. So
Didn't see it. Don't care about it.
the Dark Order and Evil Uno and Stu Grayson with Alex Reynolds and John Silver, who is all Dark Order, of course. They wrestled SoCal Uncensored in a tag team match. I caught the middle of the match. I'm not gonna lie to anybody. I did not care for anything on this show. I really did not. The show fell on its face for me. It really did. You guys can talk about it.
I felt this. I felt Revolution had a lot of good build leading into it. I don't agree kind of with the placement of this match because you usually want to start with something that I guess will get the audience going.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean,
Well, they
the standard. I'm not saying that they didn't really get the audience going. It just probably wouldn't be the match I would have chosen. But then again, that's the match they went with. It wasn't a bad match or anything like
No,
that, but
but-
there was a lot of tease for who the Dark Order Master is.
Right. The reason why I say that I agree with what they did where they placed it is only because they were in Chicago and they debuted Colt Cabana, which I know like you guys don't care about, but Colt Cabana's from Chicago. So he was like a hometown boy and he got that huge pop, which is why it was a good
I don't mind
match.
Colt Cabana.
So
I don't.
here's my question.
Go ahead.
Why would they keep Colt Cabana a secret but ruin Lance Archer
See,
on Twitter?
this is where fucking AEW is just like, why? Why?
I
did
think
they
we
do
all
this?
agree with the way that they've been debuting people and stuff. It's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, I think that like Colt Cabana, I think Colt Cabana's been signed apparently for a while, and they didn't mention anything because he had some stuff going on over New Japan apparently. But with him, I think knowing that they were going to have that big pay-per-view in Chicago, it was a good idea to keep him quiet, just for that pop from the hometown crowd. With Archer, they did him wrong. Like he should have never been.
No, and
never
I agree
been
with
announced
you. They're just doing shit
beforehand.
ass backwards.
Yeah,
Well, the same thing happened with Jeff Cobb too. They just like threw him out there.
but you know what?
well,
Though,
I'm
the
not
what
shitting. Sorry, go ahead, Gina.
I was just gonna say the one thing that I like really like that they're doing is they keep us guessing with like who the Exalted One is.
I am
Because like
losing, and this is my problem with them right now. I am starting to lose interest. I am getting to the point where I don't give a fuck who the Exalted One is. I'm already
and I'm
there.
kind of the opposite. I'm kind of the opposite because they've been dropping these little Easter egg things, you know. So it's sparking every week. Then when they post these, it's re-sparking my interest in it. Like, oh, maybe it's Brody Lee. Nope. Now it seems like it's Matt Hardy. Oh, nope. Maybe it could be freaking Lance Archer. You know.
Easter
I don't know. I'm
egg,
hoping
but
that
here's
they
the thing
surprise
with
us.
Easter eggs. Easter eggs are nothing but conspiracy theories. Somebody's gonna hit on one of them.
I like the idea of having Easter eggs in wrestling. I think like teasing is a good thing, and I think it's especially a good thing for Dark Order because I'll be honest, I never cared about them. I hated them from the get go, but having something that's teasing, it got me. I went from zero interest to some interest, but that's like I was never gonna do a full 180 on Dark Order, regardless of who that person ends up being, just because I'm not a really big fan of the team and the way that they're operating. But the promo packages and the tease have been two good things they've done with them. So I can't really shit on it. As for Colt Cabana coming out, yeah, we can say like they're debuting things all fucked up, but I'm not gonna shit on the fact that they had him there for the hometown pop because it makes sense. Comparing it to Archer, it's fucked up, but that's a problem more with how they treated Archer, not necessarily Colt Cabana.
And for those that are watching Elimination, we will talk about Elimination Chamber. We'll talk about what we're watching, but they're starting off with Daniel Bryan versus Gulak,
which should be a pretty decent match. Gulak can go. I like him in the ring, and Daniel Bryan can work with anybody.
Yep.
So the actual opening of the show, the opening card of the main card, the opening match was Jake Hager versus Dark Order beat SoCal Uncensored.
But they did tease
and the Meltzer rating for that.
Hold on, Bobby. Go ahead.
They teased at the very beginning that they were going to keep what the fuck's his name?
Christopher Daniels
in the back, and then the team was like, we don't think it's a good idea for you to come out there. And the whole time they were kind of playing the Dark Order on that one.
Right.
It was kind of interesting when he came out, but I will say like that was my moment of being like, I'm happy he's not the Exalted One, because when he threw off the robe and jumped in the ring, he just looked like an old guy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, thankfully he's not. I don't know of the great things that he did, and you guys praised him for the things that he's done in the past. I don't know them, but just looking at that visual, it was like a saving grace for me that he wasn't the Exalted One.
Right.
And I thought they teased the crowd, and I kind of like the fact that they're taking their time with it because there's no reason to push it.
No.
But there is going to be a point in time where they have to pull the trigger. But for now, Dark Order has went from the shit and everyone shitting on them on social media to now being like, who could it be for a lot of people? So they went in the right direction with the Dark Order and the Exalted One teases.
And honestly, I think that might be one of the reasons why they're not, or why they didn't pull the trigger on the Exalted One at Revolution like we all thought, because people are interested in it and they're keeping people guessing.
Well, number one, why would they debut him on a pre-show? That would be something that they would do.
Though it was the actual show.
As soon as I seen that they were the first match, I knew that they weren't going to debut him that night, or her, whoever this person shall be.
Bobbitt, their Meltzer rating for that one. I'm sure Dave Meltzer gave it 7 fucking stars because he's a fucking shitbird. But go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, first Vince Ford match at 2.5, and he gave SCU versus Dark Order 2.75.
See, I would land probably like a 2.25. It did its job. It didn't really like blow me out of the water. I didn't really care about the match so much. I think the main storyline of the match was the tease that happened at the end and the pop for Colt Cabana. That was the storyline for the match for me. So I 2.25 is where I would land.
I'd probably go to 2.
I would go like 2.25 too.
Next match, Jake Hager versus Dustin Rhodes. I don't understand this match.
This match reminded me a lot of a match I would have seen during the Attitude Era.
That this match had gold dust written all over it. I mean, right down to the freaking kiss.
Yeah.
That was such a like very gold dust type move.
Yeah, and I don't care.
I would say it was a smart idea for the EW to have Hager's wife in the crowd.
Yeah.
Because without her there, the match would have lost at least a 0.5 or a star for me.
Yeah, former wrestler, by the way.
Yeah, apparently. She added a lot for me. It gave me a bit more to care about in the match, and they used her well during the match. I didn't really care for the match, but I mean, I don't care for Jack Hager, Jack Swagger. I've never cared for him as a wrestler.
Right. No,
the one thing that I do like is they kind of switched up his wrestling style to be a bit more of a brawler than a technical wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
And it worked a bit better to like aim on the knee strikes and stuff for him being an MMA fighter or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So that was one bonus, but the match was neither here nor there for me.
Right.
I thought the build was. I didn't really care that much for the build either for this one, but at least there was a build, so that's a bonus.
Was there really? They only had 2 confrontations?
Well,
the build started all the way back when they slammed Dustin's arm.
I get that, but they just threw the match on the card just to have the match on the card. That's the way it seemed to me.
I would say like they did build for that match.
I know there was a build, Gina. I get that. I know why they did it, but it just seemed the way that they just all of a sudden it pops up on Twitter. Well, we're just gonna have this match here. We're not.
They were gonna have the match at some point in time, regardless. So why not do it there? I also think, like in the end, it's Jack Hager. Are you really ever gonna get to a place where his debut match is gonna be built more than what it was?
I could give 2 shits about Jake Hager.
I have to be politically correct here. It's actually Jake Hager, and I don't know. I guess this was probably one of the least liked matches on the card for me. I like Dustin Rhodes. I like the way that he works with like the younger crowd, even though Jake Hager's a little bit older. But the match was good in a like a gold dust type of good, if that makes sense.
I will say the right thing to do, in my opinion, with him is to have him turn on the Nightmare Collective, because
the Nightmare Collective is no longer a thing,
or like the Nightmare Family or whatever.
Yeah.
Elite.
More like
the Nightmare Family.
The Nightmare Family with Cody Rhodes being at the helm, Brandy Rhodes, and like all the old guys that they have part of them now. Just because like the storyline's already there. You've got the more successful brother. After a guy like he's the brother that put all the work into it and towed the line for way longer than Cody Rhodes did.
Mhm.
Yet Cody Rhodes seemingly gets all the accolades for towing that line, and Dustin Rhodes gets pushed to the side.
Yeah, and then with the Cody thing, we have the storyline that happened this week on AEW, where with the whole Jake the Snake coming out and talking about somebody.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
We'll talk.
But I don't know. From what I heard, this is just like rumors, of course, but like I've been hearing a lot of talk about they're talking about putting Dustin and oh God, what the hell is his name? Basement.
Is it QT Marshall?
Yeah, QT Marshall. Thank you. Together as a tag team.
Well, they were just a tag team, and Brandy came out with them. Which
and that's what I hear is supposed to be the new norm.
Oh my God. Okay, well, whatever.
Like I don't know QT Marshall. I've seen him wrestle once. It doesn't really do anything for me.
Mhm.
I do hope that it leads to eventually Dustin Rhodes turning on Cody Rhodes, because I think that like one off at a pay-per-view has more life in it than just a one-off match.
Yeah.
And please God, make this guy stop dressing like fucking Darth Vader or Darth Maul.
Darth Maul, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's getting annoying.
Put him back in his fucking. Make him look like Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah.
Put him back in the jeans and white shirt.
Yeah.
Let him be himself. And I know himself is still a lot of the Goldust shit, but like, I don't want to be reminded of Goldust when I look at him.
Himself is a lot more like Dusty, actually, because like normally he's running around in like jeans and
Well, that's what he's saying.
a t-shirt.
That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
Well, no, what I'm saying is he's played Goldust for so long, and he's made that his own character. And at one point in time, that character was huge. It's time to move on from that and not paint up your face and dress like that, because it's too close to what Goldust was. And this match was very Goldust, like you said, and it was a nice, I would say, a send off for the Goldust type character. I hope he changes it up moving forward.
I agree. Didn't on Wednesday. He was still dressed the same. But anyway, Trek, anything to add?
No, like you guys said, it just felt like it was Goldust all over again. It's like that. I get why they put Hager's wife in the crowd, but it just felt kind of contrived.
Okay.
I feel like without his wife,
coming out with those big words.
I feel like without his wife, the match wouldn't have had a little extra something that match definitely needed.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And it also did pay homage to Goldust as a character.
This is actually a pretty good match.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan and Gulak.
Drew Gulak.
It's not too bad.
Yeah, I've been watching it.
Basebit or Bobbit? Sorry. Bobbit?
Bait-bit.
Alrighty. Mr. Meltzer gives this match 3 stars.
I don't know why. Whatever.
I'm going to sit where the exact same place I sat with the last match, 2.25. I didn't care about the in-ring at all. It would have been a 2 without her out there.
I want to know why Dave Meltzer gave it. Does he give a reason why he gave it 3 stars? Is there anything that he says that would sway me to say, okay, I can agree with that?
None of the ratings have an explanation.
He's a fucking idiot because he doesn't explain himself.
I think the reason why he went with the 3-star was just the shock factor of the kiss, because like a lot of people were outraged over that kiss because they're all, she didn't want that kiss. You know how people are these days.
Yeah,
they
it's also like the way that
AEW
has kind of marketed their company, right?
And you don't they don't realize exactly how Goldust has always been. That's his character.
For me, it was the exact right thing to do with that whole scenario. If you're going to present that scenario, that's the way you go with it.
I'm going to say this right now. If that was Goldust and Jack Swagger, and they had the exact same match, and Goldust did the exact same thing, Dave Meltzer did that 1 fucking star because of it's WWE. telling you.
I don't know. I've seen
No,
him. I've seen him.
He would have. He would have.
You know,
I'd
3-4
say he's
stars in
definitely-
WWE.
I'd say he's definitely inflating the ratings just because. But I don't know if it would land at a 1 star. I mean, for me, like I said,
Is that
2.25 where I live.
Yeah, I'd go 2.25, 2.5, somewhere in
I
there.
would go to as well.
My question to you is: do you think if Daniel Bryan gets all like bruised up in every match because he's a vegan?
It could be.
No,
Like
I
he
don't think so.
bruises
Because like,
really easy, man.
I don't think so. I don't think being a vegan has anything to do with it. Because like, fucking Zack Sabre Jr. is a vegan too, and he doesn't bruise like that.
Well, he doesn't take any hits.
He does. Like he takes it. Do you watch that shit?
Yeah, I know.
God
You know
damn.
what it might be also the fact that I don't think Daniel Bryan uses. Well, I don't think I know Daniel Bryan doesn't spray tan himself.
Well,
So he's got nothing-
Daniel Bryan's a lot paler because I know, like, if I get hit even slightly because of how pale I am, it looks like I've gotten in a street fight.
Well, there's some feedback from somewhere.
Yeah, it's probably. Next match on the card was Darby Allin versus Sammy Guevara.
Oh my
God,
god! Sorry.
German suplex.
Yeah, I know.
Right on
I
its
actually
fucking
watched this
head.
whole pay-per-view already. Yep, that was... Everybody was losing their utter shit on fucking Twitter about this fucking shit. I'm like, really? If you watch it, Daniel Bryan, when they do the replay, Daniel Bryan does it. Watch.
Yeah, he
But
did
you
it
know
to
what?
Fucking
himself.
throws himself.
Daniel Bryan used to fighting guys a lot bigger than
That
Gulak,
was not good.
so he jumps so high, and Gulak's like the body contact's not there.
He spun too, like he flipped his back too much, and
Well, he's
yeah,
jumping-
not good.
He's jumping like Brock Lesnar's doing that to him.
He did that shooting star press. But anyway,
What I realized also is while Drew had his head pressed against Daniel Bryan's neck, he was asking him, "You okay? You still okay now?"
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen German suplexes with that, like dime a dozen in New Japan, so I'm thinking he's fine.
Darby Allin versus Sammy Guevara was the next match. I didn't even watch it.
loved this.
I didn't
fucking
even
match.
fucking watch it because I hate both.
You did? Oh my god! Did you
I
see
hate
the
both.
fucking
I hate both.
6:30?
I
Yeah.
hate both.
The 6:30 or whatever the fuck it is
The
off the top
6:30
rope
was fucking insane.
through the table on the outside. To me, like this match was more of a one spot. Now I have to be fucking transparent. There were some issues while streaming this, while I was watching it, so like things were breaking up constantly.
Yeah.
So that's literally the main thing I remember. I didn't pay enough attention to the rest of the match because it was so fucked up in terms
And it
of
only
stop.
lasted 5 fucking minutes.
I'm
Well,
okay
if
with
you
that.
count
Not
the
every
actual
match needs to be
match
fucking
when the bell
20
began.
minutes.
But,
I think it was
that's
like
when the bell began because they were outside for a while before the bell actually rang.
Yeah, I don't like either guy, so I don't.
I'm okay with the match
I-
being 8 minutes long or 5 minutes long. Not every match needs to be fucking 20 minutes.
No. I get that. I don't even. We were having issues like you were, so I just didn't care.
We missed like half.
No.
Yeah, I just didn't care about the match.
Oh man, like I think I rewatched that match like 3 times just to catch the whole
But then
thing. It
again,
was
I
so
don't
good.
like Darby Allin because he fucking tries to commit suicide every time he fucking wrestles.
I love Darby Allin because he
Tries to
It's-
commit suicide every 5 minutes.
no, it's not that. It's just he has this charisma about him that
I
a
don't
lot
see
of
it.
wrestlers lack.
I don't see
For
it.
me personally, Darby Allin, I don't give a shit if he tries to commit suicide. If he tries to commit suicide, he tries to commit suicide.
I mean,
I'm
as
gonna
long as it's
enjoy
entertaining to us, right?
Jeff Hardy tried to commit suicide for half his fucking career, and he wouldn't be as big as he is if he didn't.
That's true.
That being said, if it's being presented to me, I'm going to enjoy it. I don't care anymore. He doesn't really endanger other people. He just endangers himself.
Mm-hmm.
And from what I can see in this match, that 6:30 to the outside was picture perfect. Takeaways for me, Samuel Guevara has kind of come into his own. I used to hate this fucking guy. I still hate the character he is, but
I hate his fucking hair.
his wrestling has come leaps and bounds for him, limiting his moveset to things he can do
Mm-hmm.
and making them believable. And I think a lot of that is being paired with Jericho. And that's
Mhm.
helped his confidence in the ring a lot. Because look at his first match versus where he is now. There is this one moment where I'm pretty sure Darby Allin almost Leparked himself.
Oh, yep.
You almost what?
He almost
He almost-
Leparked himself.
Yeah.
Oh,
He
yeah.
he did a fucking dive outside and literally
He went-
almost killed himself.
He went to do a suicide dive and his feet hit the rope, and he like just clipped Sammy Guevara, but literally went head first into the
The
guardrails.
barricade, yeah.
Right. Okay.
No, it was a decent match. I don't know in the end where I'd fall on it because it's hard for me to vote on this one. I saw probably 4 minutes of the 8-minute actual match.
Yeah. I'm not even going to rate it because I might have watched a minute of it.
Before before you rate it, I'm gonna give it a 3.75.
Trek, you got anything to add?
No, just that Sammy Guevara is Justin Bieber all over again. He sucks.
But like, I don't think it's fair to say he sucks. He's supposed to be a hateable character.
Yeah.
His character is hateable. He's doing that right. He's young, but he's not as young as I originally thought. But you can't deny that the guy's gotten a bit better in ring.
You know what I
More
do like
comfortable
about
in ring.
what they changed with Sammy Guevara? You don't see him with this fucking phone all the time anymore. Like he doesn't try to do these flips with this freaking phone in his hand and stuff because that was just messing him up.
I will also say Darby Allin is suffering from the same thing Ricochet suffers from.
Yep.
He is too athletic for his own good, and he doesn't know how to tell a proper story in a ring because everything he does is very easy for him, and he has to be at the point where a lot of wrestlers are the opposite. He has to make things look hard that aren't hard for him.
Yeah.
You don't want to watch.
Oh my God, this fucking. All right.
That match with that we just watched,
That was pretty good.
pretty fucking hard hitting. You look at the end, and
It
both
was
guys
pretty
are
good.
bruised and battered and bleeding a little bit.
And they were showing a lot of respect to each other too at the end of that.
I think they're gonna team up, man.
I mean, that they would be an unstoppable tag team if they freaking did.
I don't know if they'd be unstoppable.
It would be nice.
Well,
to
I
see
mean,
them.
It'd
like
be nice to
technically,
see. It'd be all right to see. I could see it tagging together. Well, Bob, what did they give the match?
3.75.
I am Meltzer.
Oh God,
I don't want to hang out with
it's hard
Gina
for me to
anymore.
judge.
I
I would have probably landed around 3 stars for what I saw, but what I saw were 2 spots for the most part.
Yeah, I do.
I'm
I didn't see the rest of the match, so I can't really vote on it.
I can't.
not gonna. Sorry, Bob. JP, go ahead.
I was just gonna say
Oh.
I'm not rating it because I didn't see it and I
Well-
really didn't care. Go ahead, though.
I was just gonna say, like in one of the other chats that I'm involved in, like people call me the female Meltzer for some odd reason, so it all makes sense now.
For some odd reason.
I can
shut
tell you
up.
why. The next match, and I'm just gonna be honest with you, match went on fucking way too goddamn long.
Wait, before we get there, Sammy Guevara won, right? Or no?
No, Darby Allin won
Darby Allin won.
with the
I
coffin
mean-
drop. Jake Hager beat Dustin Rhodes by submission.
Yep.
I'm sorry. Everybody can
For
say
the
that this was probably the best tag team match they've ever fucking seen. That's great. I don't care because I'm not a big fan of tag team matches, so I don't give a shit what anybody fucking says. I didn't care for the match. Number
This
one,
is
because it
One
went
of
on
the best.
way too fucking long for me. I don't
I
like
didn't
tag team matches
disagree.
lasting fucking 30 minutes. They don't need to.
I didn't mind the length of this match. This match for me had the best build of, well, in my opinion, I liked it the best in terms of build. This was also the match of the night for me. Then again, it is a tag team match, and it's very hard for me to put a tag team match super high. I've only seen a couple that I would put that high, and they happen in NXT. But this was a very good match, and the storyline they told in the ring, and the storyline they told before the ring is why I liked this match as much as I did.
I completely agree. And like for a tag team match, like that, it was the best tag team match that I've ever seen because it involved so much, whether it be the storyline building up to it, what happened in the ring, the moves that were going on in the ring, all the way up to what happened right after the match ended. It was fantastic. Fantastic.
The only reason I wouldn't put this above the match I saw in NXT that had the Revival and DIY is because DIY and the Revival actually used the constraints that tag team wrestling gives you to help tell the story. Where this match, and it's just the way that AEW does tag team wrestling, it kind of like implodes at some point in time, and the rules stop mattering.
Mhm.
That was the only knock I have for it. But I mean, if it was me, I'd give this a 4.5.
I didn't really even watch it because it drug on way too long for me.
All right, I'm going female Meltzer again, and I'm going 5.5. I don't care if it's up to 5. It's a 5.5 for me. I loved this match.
You need to take a break from wrestling.
No,
Yes.
I don't, because I like what I like, and I can like what I like, and that's cool.
No,
So it's a 5.5.
It's fine.
I like
It's fine.
too.
But holy shit.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. It all depends on how you look at like a scoring system too. For me, I would never. I'm not a person to rate like Meltzer. I don't like the idea of going above the threshold. I think the threshold needs to be a
Fine,
threshold
it's a 5.
But that's just me. And in the end, I thought it was great. Best match.
Actually,
Plus Hangman Page is a fucking star.
right? No, actually, I'm gonna change it. It's not a 5.5. I would go like a 4.8 though, because it was a really fucking good match. There was only a few things that were flawed in it, and one of them is what JP said. It did go on a little too
It
long.
went on way too fucking long. Took me out of the match. It really did. And
Well,
then,
look, Basement, we're getting the same match that we saw 40 fucking times already.
oh, did you see my
Yeah.
tweet earlier today? I said,
No.
well,
No.
I can't, but I'll explain it after the match.
Okay.
It has to do with Carissa says at the end of the
Yes, it has.
Ah.
Exactly. Yep. So, Kenny Omega and Adam Page defeated the Young Bucks in 30 minutes and 5 seconds.
I love the fact that this match started. Okay, there were some things that. Okay, one of the other knocks I had on this match, even though I loved that it started with Hangman Page coming out and spitting on the Young Bucks, but there was a point later on where the Young Bucks were like, "No, well, we're still cool." Like to me, you spit on somebody. That's it at that point in
Yeah.
time. There's no "we're cool" after that.
Well,
So it's kind of made no sense for I think it was Matt Jackson to be like, "Man," after the match, he's like, "Yeah, we're cool, or whatever. Come in," and then he kind of teased doing the buckshot lariat to Kenny
Yeah.
Omega, and that was great too. So
but
it's
To
a
add-
little nip.
to add on to what you were saying, Basement, like it wasn't just Hangman spitting on Matt. It was Matt spat on him back later, and then you had Matt losing his temper, and Nick had to come in and like cool him down. Matt lost his temper on freaking Kenny,
The
but then at the end they're all,
the crowd
you know.
started booing the Young Bucks.
oh yeah, which is why I think the Young Bucks are going to be the ones to turn heel.
But that's because Hangman Page is so unbelievably over.
Yeah, no,
Like out of the whole four guys, Hangman Page, they finally Well, I remember when AEW started and they wanted to. We're all talking about Hangman Page. Oh, they're going to push him because he's the younger of the bunch, and they're looking at him as like the future of the company. But his character wasn't there. They've spent the time now to develop a character that everybody's gonna like because he's kind of like a fucking Stone Cold Steve Austin. Let's not kid ourselves, right?
Yeah.
Drinks beer, doesn't give a shit about things. But they've done a pretty goddamn good job. So I can't.
Well,
I can't
and another. Sorry, Basement. Another flaw that I saw in this match was, and it's not on AEW, it's not on the wrestlers, it's not even on the crew at all. It's kind of on the fans because they started chanting some stuff that was not appropriate, and they had to bleep it out.
I like the fans when they get fucking rowdy.
No, me too. But like, I can't remember if this happened on the paper. Was it the pay-per-view or was it actually
I don't think they
AEW?
bleeped out anything on the pay-per-view.
Okay, sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. I think that happened on Dynamite.
Yeah, they usually do. They do that on Dynamite. Because TNT doesn't allow them to do that shit.
Right.
Bobbit, what did Meltzer give this match? I already fucking know what he gave it.
10
He's a
stars.
fucking idiot.
5.5.
No, he gave it more than that.
Okay,
Just
according to Meltzer, this match was better than the Kota Ibushi Okada match from Wrestle Kingdom this year.
Not even
He
fucking
gives
close.
this match 6 stars.
Not even fucking close.
Wait, hold up. Time out. He gave that match the exact same as what Okada versus Kenny Omega got.
He gave.
I mean, for me,
he gave,
Kota Ibushi and Okada was better than Kenny Omega and Okada, and I don't know. I don't think a tag team wrestling match will ever be better than the best singles competition.
That tag match, I'm not lying, it was one of like the best tag match I've ever seen. However, I don't think it was a 6-star.
No.
But, you know, to each their own.
But he gave Kenny Omega and Kota. He gave Kenny Omega and Okada the last match that they had 7 stars.
You do also have to remember who we're talking about, okay? Meltzer has a huge hard-on for Kenny, and he has a huge hard-on for the Bucks because the Bucks actually had one of their finishing moves is called the Meltzer Driver.
Well,
he has
not
a huge
only
hard-on
that,
for AEW and New Japan is what he has the biggest hard-ons for.
Yeah, that, and not only that, but he's trying to get in with them guys because of what he said about them at the first All In. Now he's trying to make up for it, so he's giving them fucking 6 stars for a match that didn't fucking deserve it.
Everything that Meltzer does is self-serving.
It is. And it's fucking sad, and that's why I fucking can't stand the piece of shit.
Yeah, I fucking hate him too.
I consider myself the female Meltzer just simply because I am mostly AEW and New Japan. It has nothing
But here's
to do
the thing,
with, like,
you can't be the female Meltzer because all you would say is 6 stars. Why? 6 stars. Why?
Yeah,
6 stars.
He doesn't give a reason why he's giving it 6 stars. He just says 6 stars. And I ain't gonna go out and buy his fucking newsletter just to find out why he says it's not worth the fucking money. Because I can pass my own fucking judgments.
Right.
So he can go fuck himself. I don't need him to tell me what is 6 stars and what is 7 stars. Because it's never going to fucking happen.
Still, I would say best match of the night. And this was probably, for me, the only match that delivered on the build that they put forward for it. But that's just me, my own opinion.
Trek, did you add anything to this?
No, everyone's pretty set. I know it was a good match, but went on too long.
Yeah. It did. And if it would have been probably 15, 20 minutes, I probably would have... They could have done this in 15, 20 minutes. The match didn't need to go on that long. The only reason it did is because Kenny Omega has to have a 30-minute fucking match.
Right. Well, that, and I think that because of the build, that was probably the match that the fans were looking forward to the most.
It doesn't need to be 30 minutes. You could do that in 15, 20 minutes. There was the longest match besides that one was Cody and MJF.
I will say, like, here's the thing for me. I watched this match, and not once did the length of the match register in my mind.
It did for me, because I could just sit there and watch the clock. I'm like, oh my god. They just did the same thing 15 minutes ago. Because they did pretty much the same. You can, and I watched that shit when it happens. You see a super kick, and 15 minutes later they do another super kick. Well, why? That's the Young Bucks and their infinite wisdom or whatever. They think super kicks are the shit. But anyway,
I think the match, the length of the match, yeah. I mean, I could see any argument for how long it goes, and the bottom line is, I felt like the story that was going on in the match kind of was spread out over the length of the time. So I'm forgiving of the length of the match, I guess.
No, well, I can't go back on my word. I can't. Next match. By the way, this is a fucking great match too. Fucking Humberto Carrillo.
I don't care. I could give less of a shit because I've seen this 1,000 times.
Yep.
That's the difference. I've seen this match 6 times already. So even if this is like an actual in-ring 5-star match, it's already a 3-star because I've seen it 6 times. And literally, when I say 6 times, I mean in the last 2 months I've seen it 6 times. And 30 of those days, this motherfucker's been on the wellness policy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm going to get into that after the match is over because I don't want to spoil it, but I'll get into that after the match is over.
Oh, God, no, please don't, because your explanations, you fucking talk in circles. Next match, Nyla Rose versus Chris Statlander for the women's title. Again, I didn't care. I'm sorry, I don't know. I just don't get excited.
Well, I can fully understand saying no, I don't care for the women's match in AEW because I don't care either, because the women's division has been treated like an afterthought. So
Yeah, I'm
there's no
just
reason
gonna,
for me to care.
right. I'm just gonna tell you right now, this pay-per-view is not worth the $50 that they charged for. It wasn't worth it. I didn't think it, I wouldn't have paid $50.
I mean, I disagree. But
I would say
No.
there's very few pay. I think 99% of the pay-per-views that are put out aren't worth $50.
No. There
I
is
can
no
agree with
pay-per-view
that.
worth $50. No, none, zero.
And that
Zip,
includes like
zilch, nada.
UFC, because UFC fucking don't deliver either. So fuck.
I seen bits and pieces of this match again because of the stream was breaking down. Nyla Rose ends up beating Chris Statlander, but the way that the match ended was pretty shit, in my opinion.
I do have to say that, like, okay, both of these wrestlers they're decent wrestlers in their own right, but like, I was really shocked by how sloppy it looks, because I thought, okay, both of these wrestlers are good wrestlers, and they've showed that they're good wrestlers in these past few weeks. So I thought, okay, they're going to put on a good match, which the match was okay, but it was nowhere near where it should have been, because there was a lot of botches in it, and I was really surprised by that.
I mean, and I actually think I blame Chris Statlander.
Oh,
she
yeah.
had 2 bad botches, and one of them was a dangerous botch
Yo,
with
the one on the rope,
superplex, where she missed the rope with her left foot, and like had to recover mid fall. I mean,
And
that's a dangerous botch.
Yeah, and
For a
if
woman
it
of
wouldn't have been
size,
for
but-
Nyla for that, then one of them would have gotten severely hurt. Because
Nyla was going to be fucking destroyed if like,
Yeah.
'cause she basically almost DDT'd her off the top rope.
yeah, and Nyla somehow was able to fucking correct it while still coming off of the rope.
Right.
Statlander continues to be a character I really don't like. I mean, to each their own. I don't like the boopy thing, and I don't like it because it's too much gimmick.
Yeah.
I'm
On
gonna
a-
boop your
too
nose
much-
if I ever meet you.
But it's too
No.
much gimmick on a gimmick show. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm with you.
But that's the way I view wrestling. I like gimmicks and I like gimmick stuff, but I don't like gimmick upon gimmick upon gimmick.
Yeah. I'm with you. Next match.
Wait, what did that get?
Oh, yeah. What did that get, Bobbit?
What would you give it, JP? Because I'm
Fucking dud.
not.
give it
I would
anything.
give this one.
No, they
I
wrestled.
didn't-
I'd give it probably 1.5 stars. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm there. 1.75 maybe.
I'd go like 1.75 ish.
Bobbit. Trek, what about you?
It was, yeah, it felt like it was unnecessary.
Well,
And
no,
like-
it was a
like you
necessary
guys-
match that had to happen, but what do you give it?
You give it 1.5. It just felt like you guys said, she botched twice. She's not ready. So
I mean, you can't say that just because she botched, she's not ready, because like there's stars that have been major stars forever that botch. I mean, it happens, but it just, I don't know. It seems like, to me, this is the time that the AEW women's division really needs to start stepping up, and when they need to step up, they're not doing it.
Because they're
Right.
incapable of doing it. They do not have the talent to do it.
No,
And I'm just going to be blatantly honest. They do not have the talent. And this fucking spot, holy hell, man. This is like the 7th time I've seen them remove this shit.
Yeah.
Why does
Yeah.
anybody care anymore? This is a staple in their match. I'm talking about Elimination Chamber. It's like, holy fuck.
yeah. Well, he
Every
didn't.
single time they wrestle, it's like, well, we gotta pull the thing away.
Yeah, they didn't.
And how did that hurt Andrade? He actually landed on double mat.
Yeah, exactly. He landed on the pads twice.
He landed on the pad twice. He only
Well,
landed
the
on it
pad
once.
just flew
He did
apart.
actually
Yeah.
land on that twice, but still.
Go ahead, Bobbit. Go ahead.
Meltzer gave the Statlander match 2 stars.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
Yeah.
only
It's
a quarter
close
up
to
from.
where we are.
Yeah.
I said, what did I say? 1.5,
1.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1.5. Yeah. Next match, MJF with Wardlow versus Cody Rhodes.
I have a lot to say about this match.
This match to me, I don't even think, and I'm going to say this right now from what I've seen of it, Cody Rhodes didn't beat the hell out of him. MJF beat the hell out of Cody Rhodes. It should have been the other way around.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I agree. This match is where Cody should have been. He should have opened up and just
Yeah.
became vicious, and you didn't see it.
This match
Okay.
to me was a travesty for what they needed to do and
Mhm.
what the build was. The build was we can't wait till the payoff when Cody Rhodes goes crazy. Cody Rhodes didn't go crazy. He did
No.
everything but go crazy. The guy
Mhm.
was like, you finally have him in the ring. So you're going to walk around, punch him a couple times, take your time with everything. Aggressive, motherfucker. You need to be unhinged.
Really?
It's the first time you got your hands on this guy. And instead of wrestling like you hardly wanted to wrestle the guy, like it was just, it missed the mark completely
Yeah.
for me.
He was actually more aggressive in the Wardlow cage match than he was in this match.
Yes.
Yes, and that was a huge missed opportunity. And like, I'll say it and I'll say it again and again. Like MJF, he's great on the mic, but when it comes time for him to like be in ring with somebody, he is a bit too fucking goofy.
Agreed.
The guy is not. He's not serious enough for how he speaks on the mic, giving middle fingers to kids, saying all this
I want
hateful
to
shit,
talk
stuff
about
like
that too, but go ahead.
doing all that kind of stuff and then being in the ring and he just comes off as like a mustache twirling villain.
All right, so the Andrade. Oh, here comes the fucking infamous fucking statement.
That was a big win.
Okay,
Right,
so
Charlie.
I'm gonna say this. This is the 40th fucking time they've wrestled in 3 fucking months, and this, and he's only won one time, and that's a big win for Andrade. Shut the fuck up. Get the fuck out of here with that fucking trash ass statement. Are you kidding me? That was a big win. He's beat him 39 fucking times. How is it big?
Yeah.
Fuck
Right
outta
now,
here.
it doesn't make any sense because I don't want to see Humberto Carrillo ever again.
Mhm.
I
I
don't
never
want to
wanted
see
to see him to
Andrade
begin.
ever again. I don't want to see fucking Zelina Vega ever again.
But
Fucking
Humberto
drop
Carrillo has
kick
been
her.
in big ticket matches for fucking last 3-4 months. And this guy's lost all the fucking time. And he's had matches against the champions, multiple champions. Why?
Who cares?
It makes no
he's
sense.
there.
He's got no character. He has no reason to actually be getting a chance.
Right.
Fuck off with that.
The only
man.
reason why Vince is giving him a chance is because he's good looking and he thinks that those dimples are going to bring in the female crowd.
That's a good point. Back to MJF and Cody. I just wanted to point out, that's what I said on Twitter. How is that a big win for Andrade when he's beat him fucking 39 times in the last 3 months? Get the fuck out of
Yep.
here. But back
This
to
for
the match.
me, like, a huge missed opportunity. Huge missed opportunity
Agreed.
for me.
I
Cody Rhodes, that's been great so far in AEW. One of the best things that they've had. This match, however, did nobody any favors. The match, in my opinion, wasn't great. And the fact that he wasn't acting like he should have been acting immediately took me away from the match.
yeah.
I mean,
go ahead.
I'd say that like the match itself, just looking at a wrestling match, not the build or anything, it was a decent wrestling match, but because of the build that went up to it and everything that went into that build, it was a letdown.
Like the match itself could have been a 3.5, say, but the actual build lowers that rating for me.
That's for me too.
Like I was actually floored by this match because I was expecting this match to be brutal as fuck, and I was expecting it to be Cody Rhodes beating the living shit out of him. But they had a bunch of like spots on the outside with Wardlow and Brandy, and they didn't need those spots.
Nope.
But everybody that was on the outside should have been sent to the back. I didn't want to see Arn Anderson, Wardlow, Brandy get involved at all. This should have been a one-on-one, nobody else out there. Cody Rhodes finally gets his hands on someone that's been doing him wrong for the last couple months.
Yep. It loses one star for me right off the bat because it failed. The match itself was blah to me. It would have been better. Like Gina said, the wrestling match itself. But then again, every wrestling match is okay if they allow them to do what they can do. But the story, I was starting to get behind Cody Rhodes, MJF storyline, and then the match happened.
I will say the only thing that happened that was not. I'm going to say the main thing that happened that was good out of that match. The right person won.
Yeah.
They just
MJF
won
should have
the
won.
wrong
MJF
way.
won, but the way
The match
that
was
match
wrong.
was going,
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes should have beat the shit out of MJF, and that
Yeah.
didn't happen.
I
not
agree with
happen.
that 100%. Like I was
Remember,
very
like-
shocked by that.
You remember all the build up between like Vince McMahon and Stone Cold Steve Austin and the fact that he couldn't put his hands on him, and then when he finally did, he fucking whipped his ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the crowd went crazy for it.
Yep.
And that was what I was expecting, and I didn't get it.
Yep.
And the sad part is, I think that if there wouldn't have been all of those outside people, then we probably would have gotten it. So I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see another match between those two
Mhm.
with everybody banned from ringside.
Well, I blame my first blame goes on whoever, like the booking of the match, but my major blame goes on Cody Rhodes.
Mm-hmm.
The outside interference hurt the match, but the Cody Rhodes, he didn't come with intensity. The intensity that he cut in his promos didn't carry through to the match.
Yep. I can agree. Correct?
I give this match 2.5.
I'm with you. I might
Would
even
Would have
go
been
to
a 3.5.
2.25.
Would have been a 3.5. Would have been a 3.5.
Yep. Correct. Anything to add?
Yeah, and like you guys said, it just felt like Cody should have gone ape shit on the guy. It just felt like he held back. It's like, why are you holding back against this guy who's made your life a living hell for what, 2 months now? 3 months now? Something like that? Since he kicked her in the balls.
And it's not just living it's living hell, but it's also like it's been a major plot point on every Dynamite for 2 months of being like put through the ringer, being fucking slapped on or belted on major television, and then being cage match with a goon.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know.
Yep. I'm with
Right.
you.
And I didn't expect Cody to win. I thought MJF was going to pull out I thought there was going to be some fuckery at the end. MJF was going to win. But it just felt like something was missing. It just, I couldn't believe it.
Intensity.
The intensity was missing. From Cody
Intensity was
Rhodes.
missing.
Yeah.
It's like when you want to see two guys in a fight and the first thing they do is a lockup in the middle of the ring. It's like, you don't want to see that. You want to see two guys beat the shit out of each other the whole time.
And that's exactly what happened. They wrestled like they would just putting in another wrestling match.
No.
Yeah.
Bobbit?
I mean,
Go ahead.
sorry.
No,
No, I'm
go
sorry.
ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to have Bobbit give Meltzer rating. Go ahead. Say what you're going to say.
Well, I was just gonna say we did see blood from MJF, but whatever. It wasn't enough. I mean, that little bit of blood just wasn't enough for
It
me.
was undeserving blood too, because it was
Yeah.
just like he got busted open, but it wasn't like he should have fucking tore into this man.
Yes, he should have.
And I mean, he got beat with the belt, but he was only able to like whip him. What was it, twice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
it was kind of stupid because the ref just allows it.
yeah, Cody's just like one more, and then ref's like, okay, fine.
And that's another
Whatever.
match. It made no sense, but whatever.
Bobbit? What did Meltzer give this shit show?
Excuse me.
3.5.
That's where I would have landed if the build didn't fucking if the build never happened and it was just a match. I would have said 3.5.
Yeah.
Okay. Next match is a match I really didn't give a shit about. This should have been a match that lasted 30 seconds, in my opinion.
I
Pac
loved
versus Orange Cassidy.
I loved this match.
Why? Please explain.
Okay, the reason why I like Orange Cassidy is because he's one of those wrestlers that, like, he understands that, yes, he needs to wrestle, but he also understands the importance that it is for the fans to have fun. So that's why I like Orange Cassidy so much, because, yes, he is heavily gimmicked, but when it comes down to it, he can actually wrestle. He just likes to have fun while he's doing it.
Okay. Well, I'm going to say
now,
this.
I'm not a fan.
I'm going to say this. If Orange Cassidy was in WWE, people would be like, why the fuck are they doing this? I'm telling you right now.
I think
you could say no,
he would
they
actually
wouldn't. Yeah,
probably
they would.
be.
Go ahead.
I think he would be just as over in WWE as he is in
I
AEW.
agree,
He would be.
because
He
if you
would
look at, like,
be.
Otis,
But I'm talking about the hardcore WWE fans. Be like, why is this happening? Like, for me, I would say the same thing. Why is this happening? Why does this guy... He didn't even fucking... This is why I don't like the guy. He has to have Pac do moves in order for him to do a move. I don't understand that.
Okay,
It makes
so
no fucking sense.
to me that was the point.
mm-hmm.
Because
He was trying to make Pac overexert himself.
He wrestled within his gimmick. I wasn't expecting him to drop his gimmick and wrestle like any other wrestler. He literally was in his gimmick while he wrestled this match. I don't like Orange Cassidy, but I can't say that it was a bad match because he was able to pull off a wrestling match while still maintaining a gimmick that is not necessarily a wrestler.
Yeah, I just don't do it.
I was the first one to say, or one of the first ones to say, I don't know why this match is happening. I can stand behind that, but like at the same time, I can't shit on it because he wrestled within his gimmick, and that's exactly what should have happened.
But the thing
For him
is,
dropping that gimmick entirely and doing fucking every wrestling move in the world and not being this lazy slouch, it wouldn't make any sense.
But the match went on 12 minutes too long for me.
It was longer than I expected it would be, but the fans ate it up.
You know what I absolutely loved about it, though, is not only did the fans eat it up, but I love the fact that, like, they started the whole match out with, like, as it should have been, Pac was just beating the living shit out of him, and he was taking it for a long time until finally he started, getting his moves in or whatever. But it told a little bit of, like, that fun side of the story. It was like fun clashing with, like, complete opposite of, like, fun, just all seriousness, because that's what Pac is,
don't.
or Pac.
Pac.
It told the story of Pac being surprised that this guy could actually go.
Mm-hmm.
And he went within his own, limitations built by the character he is. It is what it is. In the end, for me, I'd landed 3 stars for this match just because he wrestled within his gimmick, and it's like Undertaker coming out there and wrestling like Undertaker. It makes sense instead of him going out there and wrestling without using his gimmick as why he moves slow or shit like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm probably 2 stars off where you are.
I would give it like a 3.5.
Because Orange Cassidy barely did anything. I don't want to see that. Go ahead.
Windy.
It makes perfect sense why all of his moves were using his...
I get it. I just don't like it.
I get that.
What's the matter, Peanut?
I don't like Orange Cassidy anyway, but the match made sense to on it.
Oh my lord. Go
Bobbit,
ahead.
what was that one?
Go ahead.
3.75.
Okay. GP just from his fucking hand and gesture.
That's
Yeah.
kind of...
Fucking
I knew it. I was gonna just about ready to say when he comes back on, he's gonna be like fucking stupid.
No, a lot of
fucking
fucking
idiot.
notes are just like the fans loved it, therefore I have to.
No.
I mean, I gave it a 3.25 because I really did enjoy the match. I like that fun side. 3.75 is a little high for me, but
3.25 is too high for me. But whatever. I'm not gonna sit here and pick everything apart.
I think it's all opinion based.
Yeah.
In the end, if you don't like it, you don't like it.
All right. What was the last match of that night?
Was
It was Moxley versus Jericho.
Oh, I
Okay.
had some problems with this match.
1 star.
Basement, what were your problems?
Okay, so my biggest problem is the fact that the whole secret reveal was revealed in New Japan weeks ago.
Yeah.
So I had to be basically not watching wrestling.
Well, we
Just
didn't know that
considering-
I was fine.
Considering that half these guys came from New Japan, you know, a lot of their audience is watching New Japan. So just to blatantly disregard that even the swerve made no sense because he wrestled the whole match with an eye patch on. It's not like he was
Agreed.
wrestling with no eye patch. He's like, "Oh, I prepared for you being one-eyed." It's like
So,
he was one-eyed for the whole fucking match.
so basically,
I know, right?
here's the thing. When we were watching it, we were contemplating whether or not it was real blood or if it was just a fake blood, like in his eye patch.
Because he bleeds so fucking weird, first of all. Like, that made
Wait.
no sense. Like, the blood was there, and then it disappeared, and then it was, like, pooling in his eye patch. I thought he had blood packets in the eye patch.
No, but then after the match was over, we did see that he actually got a pretty deep gash in his, like, right above his eyebrow.
Yeah, he got busted open hard way, I heard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looked that way. He looks like Cody Rhodes almost.
They thought he was concussed for a little bit, and I guess fine, but he even said he thought he was concussed.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know how
I
I,
mean,
feel
I-
about
like,
John
I mean,
Moxley.
match- To me, this was just like, they gave me what I expected with who was involved.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
called.
It's not a bad thing. It's not a great thing, but it's not a bad thing.
Excuse me.
I barely watched it because it's John Moxley. I don't.
I like John Moxley a lot better now, just because he seems like he's really, his character is coming into his own because he's happy. You can just tell that the guy is really fucking happy now, and it shows through in his character.
Well, yep. I don't care for the guy, so that's all I'm gonna say. I didn't really even watch this match because, like I said, I'm gonna say it again. John Moxley is not my cup of tea. Don't care for him. He's Dean Ambrose. That's it.
Yep.
For me, for him, if I was rating this match, and Chris Jericho is not going to give me any more than a 3-star match, if that, ever. He's 15 times better than he was, and I know he's 50. I get it, but everybody's saying he's better now than he was back then. You are fucking higher than a fucking kite if you think Chris Jericho is better now than he was, better wrestling now than
Right.
he was back in the day.
Yeah,
That's
it's just
what I'm
not gonna be-
talking about.
Yeah.
Yes, he's a better talker now because he's old. He has to be able to talk because his wrestling has diminished farther than everybody thinks. Go watch him back in '98 and watch him now. The guy, you can see the deprivation of fucking moves that this guy has. His moveset is just so limited.
Well, the thing is with Moxley, with Jericho, he has to go with somebody that's like 5-star capable in order for him to get that really good match.
Yes.
Moxley is not 5-star capable.
No.
Moxley is the 3-star guy. He's best, right? And
Right.
I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Moxley, but for me, the match was fine. It's more along the lines of the story that they went with.
Mhm.
I hate because it makes no
Mhm.
sense.
Mhm.
And I can't get behind the fact that just because it doesn't happen here means it doesn't happen at all.
Right.
Right.
And I don't like that at all, considering. And wrestling right now is so niche that like most people that watch AEW, watch WWE, watch New Japan, that are actually hardcore wrestling fans, and that's a good 60% of your fucking audience.
Mm-hmm.
So they know he's not blinded. So playing it off that he is just not working for me.
Exactly.
It just worked for me on the Dynamite leading up to it. It didn't work for me in the match, and the fact that they went ahead and kept going with that storyline on the Dynamite afterwards, no. Gap in logic.
Yep. Gap in logic. So yeah, that was the pay-per-view. I again was in and out of it. It was all right. I'm not gonna hate on it. I'm not gonna hate on it. It's better than what better
Well,
than Super Showdown.
Botchamania.
But whatever. I'm not gonna.
Well, what was that last Meltzer rating?
Oh yeah,
3.75.
never.
No, I would have
give
gone
the
like
match
a 3.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even go that high.
I mean, the match itself wasn't bad, and I mean, like they already fucked up by not acknowledging New Japan,
Yep.
and so I would have hit Dynamite with that more than I would have hit the pay-per-view because I already had to hit it once. I can't go back to the well for a fuck up that already happened 2 weeks ago.
Correct.
Right. Exactly.
And Tony Khan, he took after Revolution was over, he had a press conference.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of took a little bit of a stab at NJPW because he was asked about the wrestlers that are, signed with AEW, but they can still wrestle in New Japan. And then he was also asked about like any kind of relationship with New Japan. And he said that he wants to have a relationship with New Japan. But then he made a comment, I can't remember exactly how it went, but it was basically, well, I send my guys over to them, but I have yet to see any kind of cooperation with them. We would love to have one of their guys over with us. So it was a subtle jab, but I think he was more doing it not as a hurtful jab, but more as a, hey, look, we're doing this for you guys. It would be nice if you would pay it back.
Yeah, I don't care what Tony Khan has to say.
I'm gonna be 100% honest. Tony Khan kind of rubs me the wrong way.
He does.
Yeah. We also took stabs at WWE too.
Did Grand Metalik just fucking powerbomb himself?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
may have.
Yeah.
He did.
Hey, he came out. I didn't catch his entrance, but didn't he come out with a tribute to Liger?
No.
I don't know. I can't remember.
Or was that on SmackDown?
All I know is he just powerbombed himself.
Because all I seen was it was on Twitter, and I seen that he was in a fucking costume that looked like Liger's.
I think that was SmackDown.
Let's talk about AEW Dynamite real quick.
Sorry, when just to round out Revolution,
Yeah.
I felt it to me Revolution missed a bit of the mark for
It
me
did.
just because there was a lot of build and especially the crux of the matter was MJF and Cody Rhodes. That was the biggest one for me. That was built up to be that grudge match that never delivered. It was a good pay-per-view, don't get me wrong, and it just I felt like the matches that should have delivered what they delivered did deliver what they did, but except for that one.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, overall,
Which was overall the most important one almost of the night.
Well, it's the one they put the most effort into building.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed. Yeah, like I said, I ain't gonna shit on it. It was better than Super Showdown, but
Damn sure.
it's still not even fucking close to anything that NXT has done. It is not. It is not even fucking close to NJPW Wrestle Kingdom.
I mean, and it's not even close to what AEW has done, in my opinion. Like, they've had better pay-per-views.
Yes. NXT TakeOver Portland was better than this pay-per-view.
All In and Double or Nothing were both better pay-per-views. Portland, I think I said this. Portland and Revolution kind of ended in the same place for me.
Yeah, I mean, look, NXT Portland failed on 3 accounts that I know of, that I can remember. For me, AEW's pay-per-view, with the build that they had with Cody, was worse than the finish off of this story with Cody was worse than the Gargano, what he did. That's Swiss. But I'm telling you right now, and I seen it on Twitter. I had people fucking saying, I've seen people saying that this was better than anything NJPW has put out. I'm like, you
Oh
are
God,
fucking
no.
higher than a
That
fucking
looked
kite.
brutal.
You are
It
high.
is going to be. It is going to be almost impossible for anybody to beat Wrestle Kingdom this year because Wrestle Kingdom not only was it 2 nights, but both nights were fucking stacked.
Yeah, I know. In my honest opinion, like fucking nothing is beating Okada and Kota Ibushi. That is the best match of the year,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
it probably will end up being the best match of the year for me.
Yes.
Even Jay White versus Kota Ibushi on night 2 was
Yep.
a great match. Like that
Well, the
was
story,
just under the Okada.
the moments, the
Yeah.
fucking Gato moment was just fucking great.
Don't
But I
mention
also like. I honestly put a lot of weight in building a storyline, not only outside of the ring but in the ring.
Mhm.
And nobody, in my honest opinion, you can say whatever you want about New Japan and people put it on a pedestal, but no company does it better than New Japan because that's where they
Ring,
build
yep.
their storylines.
Right.
Mhm.
We'll talk about that.
Oh,
Gina knows what I'm talking. Because I think
I'm gonna be.
we have a disconnect on what I'm trying to say.
I think most of us actually agree 100% with each other. It's just the way it's being said.
I'll be right back.
Okay, but let's talk about AEW Dynamite real quick. And the only thing that really mattered to me, and it really didn't matter to me, well, there's 2 things. Number one, they say they were debuting Lance Archer and he never showed up.
Yeah.
And number 2, Jake the Snake Roberts. When do I give a shit about Jake the Snake Roberts? He's 60 years old and he talks
barely
like
has a voice anymore.
barely has a voice.
Okay, 2 things. I don't like the idea of like going back to the fucking old agers for no reason, especially Jake the Snake because he's like not part of anything.
Mhm.
And I liked his promo,
Mhm.
but it just like it kind of pinpoints the problem with modern day wrestling.
Yep.
If an old fucker like that's been through the ringer in his life can cut a better promo than most people that are actually wrestling for you, then there's an issue.
Yep. Agreed. 100%. This is why they need to move on from the bullshit. This is why I hate nostalgia acts. Especially when
And-
they have them come back and cut these promos and then they make these younger guys look stupid. But I'll use a prime example. Roman Reigns, John Cena. John Cena buried the fuck out of Roman Reigns in the promo aspect. But then when they got in the ring, Roman Reigns goes over. Why? I still would have had John Cena beat him.
In my honest opinion, the best promo will always trump the best wrestler because that's what people want.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is why the Miz has been as fucking integral to WWE as he has.
Yep.
Because the guy can't wrestle to save his fucking life. To be
Nope.
honest, like,
In fact,
he's
we're
not
watching
great
him right now, and
he's garbage.
he is very much garbage.
But he can run that mic like nobody else, and this is why he is always going to be one of the top tier players. Not the best because his in ring work is bad, really,
Mhm.
like just bad.
Yep.
But I think, and one thing I'm going to say with AEW, they have gone back to the same well for a couple things too often, and that is a younger talent being paired with an old guy, and at times it makes no sense. Arn Anderson shouldn't be paired with Cody Rhodes. Sean Spears doesn't need fucking Tully Blanchard. And Jake the Snake doesn't need to be paired with Archer or Brody Lee or whoever he is.
Right. Yeah.
All it does is hamper the ability to these younger guys to grow on the mic.
Right. Yep.
I'm tired of this. Like, why do wrestlers need these old fucking buddies? Like, I don't get it.
I don't.
I would be perfectly fine. Sorry. I was just gonna say, like, I would be perfectly fine with it if these like nostalgia guys would be paired with younger guys that really don't have their footing yet. But like Cody Rhodes, no reason why he needs Arn Anderson. None.
No.
Yep. Agreed.
Like for the most part, Sammy Guevara has been paired with Chris Jericho.
Mhm.
That is okay because he can learn from him.
Yep.
But Cody Rhodes is fucking. It's like pairing fucking Stone Cold Steve Austin with the mouthpiece. Does that make sense?
Well, they
Yeah.
did it, and I do agree with Ted DiBiase.
Oh, that's before they
Yeah, no,
Right.
he was Stone Cold Steve Austin still at that point, and then they're like, "Well, we're just." He
That was before
that's
they
when
went to Vince and
he
said,
said
"Take my mouth away from me. I'm just a guy
exactly.
in my side."
Yes, which is what why Stone Cold was integral in the build of WWE back in the Attitude Era, because Stone Cold Steve Austin spoke up. Like,
Actually,
go ahead.
I was just watching something. I can't remember what the fuck I was watching, but there was an interview. Maybe it was the FWC thing. I can't remember who it was, but it was one of the older guys that literally said the exact same thing. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, they said the exact same thing.
All right. So
Sorry, before we go on, my question, like, why not have Archer come out and cut the exact same promo as Jake the Snake?
agreed.
If he can say it, he can probably write it.
Mhm.
So why not use that? I mean, I love Jake the Snake saying, that when he ended the promo, he's like, my mom or my family always said, saying, "Don't turn your back to someone or some shit about not respecting people," and he just turns his back and throws the mic, and I'm like, that's fucking great. And that would have been such a great promo for somebody that can actually wrestle. But instead, we're having it cut by someone that's never going to be in the
Mm.
ring.
What ticked me off is the fact that, like, we were told that Archer was supposed to debut on Wednesday, and I did notice a lot of fans,
Yep.
that were really, really kind of pissed off about Archer
don't
not
wanna
debuting.
You don't want to start like this false promise bullshit.
Well, and it
WWE's
seemed
done it before, and they got shit on for it.
it kind of seemed to me like they ran out of time.
There had to be something else.
Yeah, because there were a couple of spots where, like, I don't think they were supposed to go as long as they did, and I think that was just the case. Like, they ran out of time. I think Archer was probably supposed to interfere with that last match, but then they just called it off because they just ran out of time.
Well, I
That's
mean,
what we've been
that
saying about
leads
them
to the
from the
fact that
start.
there's no excuse
I'm sorry,
at
Heather.
this
What?
point in time.
That is something we've been saying about them from the start. They need to fix and get a handle on timing issues.
Well, and
Yep.
the thing is, before this week, they've been doing a really good job with that. But I can't say that that's exactly what happened. It just seemed like that's what happened to me, because otherwise, why would Archer not debut?
The thing is, it's at this point in time, if that's the thing, it's not. I can't forgive it. At this point, AEW has been the product for so long, they
Well,
should kind of know now.
especially since, like, you could have. I understand, like, Jake the Snake promo was like necessary for the Cody thing or whatever, but there were so many things that happened on AEW that you could have cut at least in half in order to get that time for Archer. Then again, it might just be a thing where they're just kind of trolling the fans because they know that a lot of fans are waiting for Archer.
I'd rather just have whoever Jake the Snake is representing be taking his spot and coming out and cutting the exact same promo. It just
Agreed.
doesn't make sense why we need some fucking old asshole coming out and talking shit to one of the hottest guys in the company. It just
Agreed.
doesn't make any sense.
Agreed.
There's no payoff.
Agreed. I 100% agree. In fact, I said that to Heather. We were watching it, and I'm like, what the fuck are they doing? Why is Jake the Snake? Who is he representing? Why didn't they have the guy that Jake the Snake is representing, just like Basement said? Why didn't they have him come out and cut it? And then Jake the Snake comes out. Then I would have been okay
I think
with
with
They're already teasing the Exalted one. It's another. They're doubling down on the same thing. They don't. It's not needed for me.
but I think the Exalted one is going to be showing up pretty soon. So I think that this is they had so much success with teasing who the Exalted one is. I think this is like their next big tease.
It's the law of diminishing returns. You can't do the same thing all the fucking time.
Oh God, I got the hiccups.
And I know, like, the
apparently,
Jake the Snake thing is probably going to pay off next Dynamite.
Apparently, they're trying to fucking become faction heavy. They built another faction. Either that, or they're going to fucking have a 6-man tag team title.
Yeah, what was their name? Death Trio or something like
Death Triangle.
I actually think they should have just fucking went with the trio title and not the tag team title.
Yeah.
Since everybody is in like this monstrous faction, oh my god.
What the
Yeah.
fuck is he doing on the top of the cage?
Look, it's Spot Fest right here.
It is.
I hate this. They're all in the ring punching each other. Yet
Now
they're all
watch.
fucking
Now watch.
up at
No,
him.
I'll look up.
I mean,
Okay,
that
are
was
you- are you
actually,
ready? Are you
like,
ready?
it
Okay,
was
and
really-
drop. It's just
it
so
was-
retarded, man.
Really horrible, but yet that was incredible athleticism.
What? No, it
From-
wasn't.
Well,
What's his
for
name?
Lindsay Dorado or whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
it-
from Lindsay
So-
Dorado. I
But
mean,
look at
that was
this. When
perfect.
you watch it, it's like they're all looking up and punching each other. I can't stand it.
And the crowd was sitting on their hands for most of the match. Somebody actually tweeted out, so this is this crowd right now, all they want to see is high spots. Well, they did. And that's exactly when they fucking jumped up out of their seats, is when this fucking shit happened. And thank God they were gone, too.
See, this is the type of match where I need to see every single team be feuding with at least another team in there and have an actual build for it, so that when they come out, there's a reason for us to get excited. Like right
Well-
now, they've done that with these two, but who else? I don't really care.
They also did that with the Miz and Morrison against the Usos and the New Day.
Yeah,
I
well,
mean, to what extent though? Just they
Not
fight each other.
nearly as much as these guys.
It's really this match. The biggest storyline is fucking Mandy Rose.
Odie.
yeah.
Odie,
well,
Odie.
We're going to talk about that in a minute. I think that story just needs to fucking die.
As far as AEW Dynamite goes, they're pairing Pac with Lucha Bros. In one way, this is like, if it didn't happen, if this was one of like the first pairings they did, I wouldn't mind at all. But I don't want to see everybody part of a faction
Yeah, me neither.
because they're really not building the factions the same way New Japan does.
No.
New Japan's factions are like, yeah, we're affiliated with each other, but we don't always rely on each other, and we're not always out there together.
Agreed.
They're building factions like WWE did or WCW, where it was always like the faction is just another reason for a match to end in fuckery.
Yep.
Well, right, and that's what exactly what New Japan does perfectly is, like you said, Basement, exactly. There's factions, but you never see anybody from that faction run out. The only ones that you see that happening every once in a while is Bullet Club. Otherwise, you really don't see anybody running out from the factions to save their.
It's the idea of being
Partner
out
or
there
whatever.
being like, and representing Bullet Club, and that's it. It's not Bullet Club's going to come out and turn the tide of the fight. But
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
the story
every
with
once in a
AEW.
while you'll see, like, let's say Kenta's wrestling against against Naito.
Yep.
And Kenta's wrestling, so then you'll see Jay White run out when Kenta's in trouble. But then as soon as Jay White runs out, then here comes Bushi, from LIJ. And then Bushi and Jay White go off the screen away from the ring, and they don't pay attention to those two. Like, it's the commentators might be talking about what they're doing, but they're not showing what they're doing. They never take their eyes off of the ring.
It's because what the match that's going on inside of the ring is for on the outside.
Exactly, and that's the difference between Japanese wrestling and like American style, because we are more focused on the entertainment
And I'm-
aspect over
and
here.
Gonna say this, that is going to be a problem because people are going to want to know, why are them two out? And I'm talking about American fans. Why are them two fighting on the outside and they aren't showing us? This is where the difference. This is why, because in New Japan, they aren't going to show you that shit.
Right.
I
Here-
will say that
Here,
they have
people
been.
want to know, what are they doing on the outside? Are they going to do a high spot?
But-
Because that's what the American fans fucking want.
I will say that, like, as of late, New Japan has been doing a lot more of the little things that you see from American wrestling, or even British wrestling. Like, they've been throwing in a lot more of those little fan favorite type things. And if they're not showing it at the time, then Kevin Kelly is amazing on commentary, telling you exactly what is happening. And if Kevin Kelly goes, "Oh my God," the camera will cut to whatever he's looking at.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
So my biggest question is like with AEW. Sorry guys. Name me a tag team that's just a tag team.
What the fuck is their names? Oh, fucky.
Oh,
Odie
shit.
went out.
Oh, shit.
What the hell is their name? They just teamed with Pac. Why am I blanking?
Oh, Lucha Brothers.
They're
No.
not a tag team. They're a triple threat now.
Well, yeah, now they are. Okay, so a tag team. Angelico and Jack Evans.
That is. Would name me another one.
Hold on, I have to think of all their tag teams. They have a
Could
lot
have
of
said
tag teams.
best friends, but they're triple. They're triple.
The AEW version Street Profits. Party
Private
something.
Oh, I
Private
haven't seen them in
Party?
10,000
Private
years.
Party.
Actually, what happened to them?
They're still around.
Okay, so name me another one.
There isn't one.
Un momento, I have to
You're
go
going
through the
to
list.
be reaching.
I really don't think because like everybody else is part of a faction or a trio. Why don't they just have the trio belts, man? Just do it. It's different than WWE. You have a bunch of fucking factions and trios.
Mm-hmm.
It worked in Lucha Underground.
It did,
But
and
they-
it's different than WWE.
But they also had tag team titles.
No, they didn't.
They just had the
Trios.
trios titles.
Okay. Well, that's-
They had a belt, and I would love for them to put that that belt that was basically what the belt represented was a championship shot, but
Right.
it was like you had to win like a chance at fighting for this
Oh.
belt in a ladder match.
The gift from the gods.
The gift from the gods. So it had like six people for a ladder match, and they had 6 different matches to determine who won the chance to be in the ladder match to hold the belt that you could cash in for a championship shot.
Right.
And you had
It just
to tell
gives you
them,
a bunch of like booking opportunities.
It does.
Yep, and you had to tell them the week before, but they came up with a scapegoat for that. It's like you didn't have to tell them on TV. So I think it was like was it Pentagon who came out
Yeah.
and did it,
For the
and
most part,
that they
yeah,
said he did
Sorry.
tell, but he only told Cueto that it, so he could do it the week of and stuff. It still made sense. So it's
yeah,
like
so
it was
for the most part, it
really
wasn't
quality.
a Money in the Bank type deal. You actually had to cash it in a week before you were going to wrestle.
Well, I get it.
For everything that was wrong with Lucha Underground, they had some great ideas, and the
Mhm.
fans ate them up, and they differentiated themselves as a different company because of those ideas.
Right.
And I think AEW should have fucking learned from them a little bit.
Yep.
For all their failures, they were successful for certain things, and
Nope, I agree.
like you're gonna call yourself a different product. You're gonna come out there and say we revolutionized wrestling. We're changing wrestling.
Uh-huh.
You're just a lot of time you're doing the same thing that wrestling's done before. Commit to the change.
Yeah.
Do a trios title. Do a mid card title that is basically a handoff to a championship shot.
Right.
That's what the IC
No,
title was back in the day when we all loved it.
Well, not only that, but their GM Dario Cueto, he wasn't a wrestling personality. He was an actor because I'd seen him in commercials before. But he worked so well because he was.
He
just
was
this
so
guy
great,
who was
too.
paid.
And I will say as well, the one thing, no matter what anybody says, there needs to be a face to why matches are happening. There
Yeah.
needs to be a general manager type figure.
Mhm.
It doesn't need to be what fucking Stephanie McMahon ended up being or Shane McMahon. But look at William Regal. He worked really well as just somebody creating the matches because there has to be a reason.
Look at
Nope,
well,
I
look
get
at Jack Tunney. All he did was come on TV and say, "I decided this," and you didn't see him every week. You saw him when it was important. They don't do that anymore because they exasperate it and just like over. I guess you could
They,
say
they saturate it,
water
Trek. Spit it out.
oversaturate.
Spit it out. They
William
oversaturate.
Regal works perfectly. Like he comes in when things get too heated to be like, you know what, fuck this. We're having a match, and this is the reason why.
Yep.
It makes sense.
He's like, "You guys want to fight? We're gonna let you fight." And then he goes, "At War Games," and then like the crowd goes nuts. It's like, so you see him 5 minutes in, it's like, then it just goes on with the show.
it's just the simple things that give reason to why things are happening.
Yes. Moving on. Sue Young, we're going to talk about Impact real quick because two things happened. Sue Young is now a free agent. You know who Sue Young is?
Nope.
Okay, so
Isn't
she
she
is.
like 75?
No. She's married to
No.
Rich Swann.
Which one?
Oh,
Pretty young.
I
she's
didn't know
the
she was a
she's the
wrestler.
undead bride on Impact.
Oh wait, no, wait. Was she former Impact champion?
She was.
I think I'm thinking of the. Never mind. I think I'm thinking of somebody else.
So Sue Young, she is Rich Swann's wife in real life. They're married. She's the one that was. Remember that whole story with Rich
Yeah,
Swann?
she was going
That's her.
crazy with the domestic violence and all that.
That
Yeah.
was her. That's her. She is a free agent now. And everybody's now, and it was today that she became a free agent. Everybody's speculating on where she should go.
I don't
Oh.
care.
I honestly think she's staying in it because that's where Rich Swann is.
Yeah.
I don't see her. She might go AEW. She could. I know WWE is going to throw money at her, but we'll see. I don't know. I'm just.
I literally did not know she existed before
Oh,
a minute ago.
She was in a feud with Rosemary. Apparently she lost to Rosemary this last time, so they moved on from her. She's pretty good. She can tell a story in the ring. She was the undead bride in Impact. If you go watch Impact
It's never gonna
online, well, I'm just saying, if you go watch Impact online and go and find out who she is, I'm not saying you have to watch the whole show. They do have a YouTube channel where they show like WWE does.
I'm gonna say right now, it's never gonna happen.
That's fine. That's fine.
I do not know her. I do not care to know her. If she shows up, I'm sure she's gonna make zero impact on anywhere she goes.
I don't know about that. She's pretty good.
I mean, if she was as good as you say she is, I probably would know who she is.
She's not bad.
My question to you is, do you want to
Rosemary.
see any of these three tag teams that are still active in this Elimination Chamber at WrestleMania wrestling
No.
each other for the tag team championship? No, because we've seen them fight each other already, constantly.
Correct. Scott Steiner. I don't know much about this, but did anybody hear any more about this?
Yes, he's fine.
What
He
happened?
was undergoing.
What happened?
Heart
He was-
attack.
He was having or he was backstage at Impact after a taping,
Mhm.
and he collapsed. They thought it was a heart attack. I think he had a minor heart attack.
Uh-huh.
He was undergoing some sort of heart procedure. They said it was a minor heart procedure,
Mhm.
but that apparently he's fine. He's gonna be fine.
He still got that Steiner man.
Yeah, he encountered a problem he couldn't solve, and his body just like fucked.
Pretty much.
I wish the best for him because he's a fucking wild son of a bitch.
Yes,
57
incoherent
years old.
bastard
Oh.
asshole.
Yeah. Okay, so moving on. Eric Rowan
Oh,
finally
good lord.
revealed his.
Oh, fuck me in the face.
Yeah, this was fucking awful.
One of the worst
Well,
things
okay.
to happen in wrestling this year.
Okay, so I'm just gonna say this. Did anybody expect anything less?
I mean, he
I-
could have
I
at least
didn't
pulled a fucking raccoon or something out of there.
A raccoon.
Yeah. I thought it was gonna be a sheep mask.
If you would have pulled a
First of all,
raccoon,
if this is what you're gonna do,
if you would have pulled a raccoon out, I probably would have. I would have much rather have seen the spider than the fucking raccoon.
No,
Well,
well, I mean, if anything, they could have made it a real fucking spider. Like, pull a fucking tarantula out or something.
That
My
was
question
different,
is,
but I get what.
why?
It was
Why?
robotic.
Yes, it
Why?
was actually. You know what it is? You know what it was? It was Aragog from Harry Potter.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Pull
I
a
don't
fucking
know.
snake out of there or something. I don't.
Spider in the
Whatever.
forest. My question is, why?
Because they had to give us a They had to Everybody kept asking the question, so Vince is like, "Fuck it, we're gonna pull a fucking robotic spider
I'm
out of
gonna-
the fucking hat."
My question is,
I'm gonna tell you
so
right
if this is the ending of that booking, why do the booking to begin with?
I'm going to
Yeah.
tell you right now. Remember back in the day when Stone Cold was after, I think it was Shane McMahon, and there was rattlesnakes in Shane McMahon's duffel bag?
Mm-hmm.
That was 10 times more scary than that fucking spider was.
Yeah.
This is the hand Mae Young bullshit.
And we didn't even see the snakes. That's the fucked up part.
Wow.
This is they did something without thinking, and then this is. If it was me, whoever created the storyline to begin with would be fired along with Rowan. They could go
Well, they
fuck
better.
off.
They better. What is that on Raw or SmackDown?
It was on Raw.
Yeah, they better
Oh,
fucking.
right.
They better fucking fire Paul Heyman because it was his story.
Yeah.
Yes, fire him too if that's the case. 'Cause there is no human being that thinks this is a smart idea.
No.
Then again, you know what? It may not have been Paul Heyman because apparently, even though Paul was put in charge of Raw, apparently Vince has been like shooting down every idea that he has, pretty much.
Okay.
Apparently, Vince
Regardless of who it was,
I
What
don't
the
give a fuck who it was.
the
Terrible.
idea was stupid. To actually tease the audience for 4 months to be like animatronic spider. This is why wrestling will die.
Yep. I
And then
100%
you do
agree.
that kind of stupid shit, you fucking putting the fast track on Rest in Peace. Because that is absolute garbage. I saw this and I was like, I didn't expect it to be anything, but I'd rather him just, like I said, man, I'd rather him just land on the great blood spool out and then go crazy. Never assume that's what it is.
Yep.
If it's going to be a fucking fake spider.
Yep, agree. All right, so we have
Go
four
for
more things that we.
No,
can-
he's going to be
Huh?
beating people and putting that spider on them.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. We got the spider. There's your reveal. You know what? I don't give a shit.
It's
Oh
such
my god, is it so bad?
This match was really bad. I really could care less about fucking. And of course, I knew it was gonna happen.
Miz and Morrison
Yep.
retain?
Yeah.
They weren't gonna fucking use the
Who
title.
cares?
No.
Because the tag team titles mean
They
nothing.
just won them.
Say that
That's
again?
what I.
So my question is, who even gets to fight these guys? Because they
Nobody.
beat all of the tag teams.
So yeah,
I don't know if they're gonna have a tag team match at
They'll
WrestleMania.
have it.
It might
Match
just be
with
the
it.
Andre Battle World, that's all.
Then
What?
just get rid of the tag belts, man. Get rid of the tag belts and fire all the tag team wrestlers. Because they don't mean anything, man. They're useless.
Oh, basement. All I'm gonna say is, if you didn't like that chamber match, just wait.
oh yeah. All right, so
Definitely.
Next.
That right there was the best fucking. Sorry, JP. That was the best move of that entire fucking elimination chamber.
I fucking did.
It was a one spot fucking 30-minute match.
Is Otis's belly getting bigger? Or is it just me? Sorry.
Yep.
No.
Yeah. So the next thing that we're going to talk about is Beth Phoenix
Yep.
being RKO. Did you
Good.
expect
It
anything
made perfect
else? Did you expect anything
No.
else?
Exactly.
What people?
It made
People
sense.
and then I'm sitting there watching the fucking crowd, and they were in shock that it happened. These are the same
The whole
fucking
time they're
people that were on
RKO.
fucking. These are the same fucking
RKO.
people. These are the same fucking people that were on Twitter. Well, he should RKO her, and then they had that look of why did he just fucking do that?
It's
Well,
Randy Orton. If you expect him to not RKO somebody, come on, get out of here.
Well, what I heard is they pulled the camera away. If you saw it, they pulled the camera away from the ring or said that because they were trying to act like it was real. Then they pulled the camera away from the crowd because the crowd was losing their shit in a way Vince didn't want to happen, so he was all mad.
Okay,
I will not. Okay, so if Vince didn't want it to happen, it wouldn't have happened.
Well, no, he didn't want to cheer Orton. He thought that he was going to get heel heat, so he wasn't happy with what they actually got.
Well, he's getting heel heat regardless. Right?
Yeah.
Well, but people cheer heels all the time.
Yep. Well, look
But
at
the whole
Cold.
fans are like RKO because the storyline is blatantly obvious of what's going to happen.
Well, they want people in the crowd were saying, why didn't he punch her in the head? I'm like, because they weren't going to go that far.
He doesn't punt anybody in the head anymore.
no, because
Why would he? Like, I mean,
Wasn't that move like out like wasn't it
No.
outlawed in
Banned.
WWE?
If
Yeah.
that move
banned.
was outlawed, they'd outlaw fucking super kicks. They'd outlaw fucking
No,
pile
I didn't
drivers,
mean outlawed, but I
powerbombs.
meant like
That
banned.
banned.
I thought that
No.
WWE like banned that move from
You gotta
their
get
thing.
this.
Well, that's what
You-
I'm saying. If they were
storyline
going to
they're
ban
telling
that move, they'd have to ban the Canadian Destroyer, the Panama Sunrise, the fucking super kick. It'd be kind of fucking stupid.
You gotta look at the storyline they're telling. Him RKOing her and then punting her in the face would make no sense.
Well, and now it led up to
Because-
now this week Edge is going to be back. So
Well,
Yep.
she basically challenged the reason he did what he did, and deep down he knew what he did was wrong. So he RKO'd her to shut the fuck up. But he's like, if he punted her in the face, then he would be having a match with her.
Yeah. Well, also the fact that the reason he RKO'd her is because she tried to kick him in the balls. No, he's got RKO her anyway. He was just kind of go there. He was trying to go there into the move.
Yeah.
you know
I mean,
what? But this is
yeah,
the exact
like,
same
his
thing.
thing makes no sense. I hope they elaborated on it eventually.
but here's-
because, like, oh, go ahead.
No, Basement. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
He wants to protect Edge by almost killing Edge.
Yeah.
So
But-
eventually they're gonna have to come to the point where he's like, I did it because I fucking hate you.
And it's like when he had the IED or the anger problems, and then he came out and Roy goes, "I never had anger problems. I just hate people."
Well, this is what I don't understand, because when Randy Orton RKO'd Nia during last year's Rumble, people lost their shit. Like, they were all, what the hell? Why did he do that? Even though she inserted herself into a men's Royal Rumble match.
Right.
But yet, when he RKO's Beth Phoenix, they're like, oh, yay. Like,
Because it's
I don't
it's like
get
it's
it.
like, because it's like we said, they want that Attitude Era back so bad. Well, the last time they wanted the Attitude Era back, we got Lana and Bob Lashley, whatever that stupid thing was,
But,
and that's
like-
what we got. So
What? Okay, this is the audience I don't listen to. Because they're
Exactly.
stupid as fuck.
Yes, they are.
Like, oh my god, he did a fake wrestling move to a woman that wrestles, that has wrestled men, and is probably more fucking athletic than 90% of the men watching this fucking show.
Exactly.
Just-
and like,
Cares, man. It's storytelling. Just look at it the way it is.
and that applies to both what happened, last week on Monday Night Raw and what happened with Nia. Because either way around, Nia was somewhere where she shouldn't have been,
If that's
in my
the case.
opinion. So she got RKO'd. Like, she inserted herself in the match, she got RKO'd. That's what happens in a wrestling match. Beth Phoenix inserted herself into that ring. Part of the storyline, she's gonna get RKO'd. It's part of the fucking storyline. That's what happens in wrestling.
do all these people that like go up in arms watch a movie where a man beats a woman and get up in arms because of that?
Yep.
How dare
It's-
they
I have
act?
not. I have
Then you
not.
know what? The bottom line is, these are the people that aren't worth listening to, because their opinions don't mean anything, because they're
Okay.
living in some sort of fucking retarded realm.
Right.
Basement. Was I the only one that thought that said dead pussy?
I didn't even see what it said. I just saw
Oh
a girl that
god, it
looked
said
like she
dead
had, like,
posse, but it looked like
Dead
dead
posy. Dead posy. Not posse.
I saw a
whatever it
woman
was.
that literally looked like anorexic.
Okay. Yeah.
I looked up and I was like, "Is that say dead pussy?" Never mind.
So apparently, the SmackDown Women's title is not going to be a one-on-one match. It's going to be a
Yeah, that's what I
six-pack
heard, too.
challenge. That's the rumor right now.
yep.
Right now it is Sasha,
Bayley.
Naomi, Lacey Evans, Bailey, and Carmella as of right now. I don't know who the sixth
Oh.
person will be, but yeah. So
I
that-
also
I don't care.
I also heard that the WrestleMania Women's Tag Team match is now supposed to. It's set up to be a triple threat.
Yep.
Yep, which essentially will. Everybody's thinking Alexa Bliss might be part of that SmackDown title match, which in turn would kill off that tag team match.
Yeah. If that happens, then that'll kill off the tag team match. But from I've heard it from a lot of different sources, but apparently it's supposed to be Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross versus Naomi, or not Naomi, Natalie or Nat and Natalia and Beth Phoenix, and then who the fuck were and then the Kabuki Warriors.
Yeah.
I don't know, and I really don't care about fucking tag team
Yep.
titles.
Right?
They're insignificant cogs in the wheel of WWE.
They're paperweights.
They only created
Excuse
the
me.
said titles because they are listening to the fans.
Mm-hmm.
Fans were clamoring for women's tag team titles. They got them. Now they don't. They just
Don't want them.
they don't. They never wanted them. They decided to fall on deaf ears, go tone deaf to what the WWE fans wanted. They don't have enough women on the fucking roster. And yes, the only reason that they're doing it is because it is. This is why I didn't want the tag team titles in the first place. You have two main titles for the women and one tag team title, which it's harder to get the tag team title than it is the fucking two main titles.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I'm just gonna say my opinion. I think that this match coming up on Elimination Chamber is probably the match of the night for me.
I missed half of it, and what I seen of it was shit.
I mean, everything's been shit on this pay-per-view so far. But this is the best shit.
No, the first match was the best match.
Wait, what was the first match again?
Daniel Bryan.
Oh, yeah. I
Bryan.
forgot about that one. Never mind. This is the second best shit.
We'll talk about that one at the end. And Gina, this is a kind of a discussion that Gina and I had. We're on Twitter. It's about New Japan. Nick Aldis came out, did an interview.
Oh boy.
And he said, I want people to calm their shit on Japanese wrestling. Now, I don't disagree with what he is saying. What I will say is that I think Japanese wrestling right now, as long as it's singles competition, is better than anything that any other wrestling promotion does. There's
Agreed.
too many fucking tag teams when it comes to fucking New Japan. I understand Gina's argument has always been, and it will continue to be, and I get it, is that it does build to those singles matches. I get that, but why can't they do a singles match to build to a singles match? Why do they have to have the they don't need to have Kota Ibushi and Okada wrestling and then do it the next night. Have a storyline, where Kota Ibushi's friend or whoever he is with at the time, they have a match and they're at ringside. I'm okay with that. I know they don't do that, but
See, for me, New Japan Wrestling, the pay-per-views start when the tag team matches end. I'm okay skipping all the tag team matches.
yes.
See,
Me personally, I mean, I know that they build and stuff towards it, but I look at New Japan, like their structure for pay-per-views is more like filler first, pay-per-view after.
Mhm.
see,
And the filler has purpose, I guess.
I guess for me, it doesn't matter whether it's a tag team match or a regular match because either way around, it's good wrestling over there. But I think a lot of the reason why they do the tag team matches to build up to matches is just because of the factions. Like you have the factions that are factoring into that
Mhm.
whole thing. So you never see factions blending together. It's always like Team Chaos versus Team Bullet Club or whatever. Building to let's say a match. Well, let's say Team LIJ versus Team Bullet Club, leading up to the match between Naito and Kenta.
Right. Yeah. And essentially what my question was, and Gina, you remember exactly what we were talking about, right?
Oh, I remember it, but I don't remember
Let
what I
me see
said.
if I can pull it up. Well, essentially, people are getting what is it? They're over. You remember what it was?
And I mean, bottom line, I watched the actual interview with Nick Aldis, and all he really did was say the same thing he said in the point previous,
Mhm.
but just using New Japan as a reason instead of the same thing we see with AEW and WWE or NXT. And the interviewer was like, it's the tribalism that exists in wrestling, and that's exactly what it is. You've got a bunch of people that love something just because they love something, and because they love something, therefore it is better than something that is opposite of it.
Right. And I'm just trying to find.
Yeah.
So I can.
I mean, altogether, I can see what Nick Aldis is saying, because like New Japan does kind of get put on like a little pedestal. But I think that pedestal is earned, because like it. And don't get me wrong, you guys know I watch all the promotions. I do. I watch everything. So it's not like I'm favoring New Japan just because like I watch New Japan and that's it. I'm favoring New Japan just simply because of the wrestling alone. But there's a lot that goes into that too, because like American wrestling, like we were talking about earlier, you know, you have the entertainment aspect where you don't necessarily have that in New Japan. They are trying to break into it a little bit, but it's now still not where American wrestling is. So I don't think that people shouldn't be comparing promotions in general, because a certain promotion of.
But I don't think he's comparing anything, really.
Yeah.
I really don't think he's comparing. He's just saying, look, he's not shitting on Japanese wrestling. In that interview, he did say, look, I've wrestled over there, and it is very taxing. It is taxing on your body.
No, I think what he was, not what he was trying to say, but what I got out of some of what he was saying was he's not comparing it to Japanese wrestling or anything. He's the fans are comparing this promotion to this promotion, or this promotion to this promotion, and they're putting one up on the promotion that they favor every time. And I think that that's what he's saying is like, okay, like you might like New Japan, but New Japan is very different than say WWE. Yeah. You know, they're two different products, and so you can't favor one over the other. Just like WWE is different than AEW. They're two different products. You can't favor one over the other. I mean, I guess you can, but that's not really being fair to everybody involved.
And I also feel like when it comes to New Japan, you've got a large amount of the fan base that loves it, that doesn't understand Japanese, first of all, and doesn't watch it or doesn't see it as frequently as we see something like WWE. And I always kind of thought this after a while, after watching a lot of New Japan stuff. I was like, if I saw it and I understood it 100%, the language and everything, and I saw it as frequently as I see WWE, I'd probably have very similar gripes that I have with WWE for New Japan. The only reason I don't is because I don't see it as often, and because I don't understand it in the same way. I've watched so many different shows and movies that are, you know, they are in Japanese, yet I watch them in dub. And it's hard to tell a good promo if you don't understand the language. You can tell conviction of somebody, but things sound like the way, like, when you don't understand the wording, the body language and the way they deliver things sound so much more impactful. But if you understood the wording, it wouldn't really mean as much.
And the same thing happens with New Japan, because like, even though you can't understand what they're saying, yes, you have Chris who's out there, you know, conveying or relaying what they're saying in English, but again, you don't get the conviction. So I completely agree with you on that one.
Right.
It's a fan base basically putting something on a pedestal just because it is that something. It's not necessarily anything else but that. And this is the problem with like fanatic fans, and it leads back to people that are fans of a wrestler more than wrestling. It's the same gripe that I think we've touched on a million times when it comes to wrestling in general. It's the fan bases out there on Twitter that are in love with Sasha Banks because of Sasha Banks, not because of anything she does in ring. They love her for her, not necessarily for the wrestling she provides. They're a fan of her person more so than her actual quality of wrestling.
Yep. No, I mean, I agree with you completely right there. But like, I don't know. For me, the fanatics are what takes, like, it kind of kills wrestling for me, because like I said, all of us here that are on the call, we watch everything pretty much. I know I probably watch a little bit more New Japan than anybody else, just because I have nothing else to do. So I favor New Japan just because of that. That's like my personal style that I like. I like the whole flow of the things that are going on over there. However, just because I like that doesn't mean that I'm not gonna like ROH, or I'm not gonna like AEW, or I'm not gonna like certain things with WWE. For me, it all depends on what the promotion does. Like, yeah, I've been shitting on WWE a lot lately, but that's because like their main roster is killing me.
I mean, I think it is too. Like, one thing that that I don't agree necessarily with all this with is the fact that if there's a rabid fan base for a promotion, learn and understand why that fan base is rabid, and then emulate what you can from that fan base. He said, "Oh yeah, it hurts to wrestle there, but people enjoy wrestling that looks like it hurts." So if it's what's enjoyed, emulate it. If you can't emulate wrestling that hurts and put on a weekly show, don't put on a weekly show if you can't do it and you want that fan base.
Well,
It's easy enough to say like fanatics are a problem. They're a problem with everything. It doesn't stop or start at wrestling.
right. And I think like the big thing there too is there's a huge difference between countries of the way that wrestling is viewed. In Japan, wrestling is viewed as a sport, whereas here it's entertainment.
I get his point where he's like, wrestling there, you don't have the fan interaction like you would here, and a lot of the wrestlers feed off the fans. Especially like you grew up wrestling in North America or the UK, you feed off the fan base to like build part of that match. But what happens when you take the fan base away and you have to build that match with in-ring psychology and wrestling? That's why I think New Japan has kind of struck a chord with a lot of people and why they love it as much as they do, because that is something that's desperately needed and lacking in North American wrestling, where the wrestlers needed to tell that story and need to show that story in the ring. They put the fans to do that.
See, and
They put on showboating to do that with the fans.
Yeah, and I think that that's probably like one of the hardest things to do, because I mean it's relatively pretty simple to learn how to shoot a promo,
In a
Whereas
sense,
it's
yes. However, with promos, you have to have the utmost respect for the art of acting as well.
right.
But
But you almost have to when you're in the ring too.
North
I
American
mean,
wrestling.
yeah, I mean, because the acting is going on in the ring too when they're doing it in the ring. I don't know. I think that each one is so different, but I don't know. I
But I
get
mean,
what
the
all
New
this is
Japan
saying.
tells stories, but the stories they tell are very simple.
Mhm.
When it comes to North American wrestling, like you said, Heather, they need, in my honest opinion, wrestlers should be going to acting class weekly. That should be one of the things that they're forced to, just as important as them going to the gym.
Sure.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
they don't put it there.
I mean, back in the day, back in the Attitude Era, a lot of the times when they did with WWE Magazine, they did those superstar features. A lot of them would have the secret talent of acting. So, and I'm pretty sure you're not going to have that today with a lot of them.
I mean, I'd love for somebody that was, out there, like one of the top talents for their acting capability in ring, to open a wrestling school that taught that. We're going to
Right.
teach wrestling acting instead of wrestling. You can go anywhere and learn wrestling. Those schools are a dime a dozen, but you can only come here to learn wrestling acting.
And you got Stone Cold
Well,
Steve Austin, you got The Rock, you have Jake the Snake Roberts.
Hulk Hogan.
No.
No, Hulk
Yeah.
Hogan
Well, I
can't
mean,
act.
Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan. The only problem with Hulk Hogan is I wouldn't want to learn wrestling acting from him because he's going to teach you how to wrestling act like Hulk Hogan.
He's very, very one-dimensional.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I mean, if they were still alive, Eddie Guerrero and fucking Chris Benoit.
Yes.
Yeah.
oh my God, Eddie Guerrero would have been amazing. But they have
There's a
the
fine art to acting while wrestling that most
thing
wrestlers
is,
miss.
Down in NXT, they have like the acting portion of NXT. But like the superstars that we're seeing now that are up on main roster, Baron Corbin, Alexa Bliss, a couple of other ones,
Bailey.
Bailey, they were pulled through. They had the wrestling part down, but they were pulled up before they were ready as far as with the acting skills and their promo skills.
I would say you look at it now. I would say for people that are NXT like faithfuls, Ciampa and Gargano get it.
Yes.
Yes.
Those are two guys that can tell a story. Ciampa more than Gargano, really. Gargano was starting to get it now a bit more for his acting because he used to be like a bit more 100% wrestling based, but Ciampa is, in my opinion, not as versatile as Gargano in ring, but he tells a better story.
Yes.
Mhm.
He's the better mic work, where Gargano is the better in-ring work.
And
Well,
even not even mic work; it's just the way that they operate in ring.
Well, and you know that Triple H can see that in those two when he's comparing those two to him and Shawn Michaels.
I'd
Yeah.
say Shawn Michaels is another guy that I think would be a great learning tool for in-ring storytelling.
He is. He's down in NXT.
And that's probably why they're as good as they are right now.
Right.
And you also have the problem with wrestlers who just want to be lazy about it. It's like, you just give me a script, I'll read what's that.
Yeah.
And they read it, but they don't read it.
Yeah. They don't put emotion into it.
Like prime example, Seth Rollins.
Oh God.
He does. He tells a story in the ring, but his story is so one note and not believable. It's like, oh, my knee's hurting, so I'm gonna like favor it. I'm gonna walk with a limp for a second, and then I'm just gonna do every fucking move I can because it's in my moveset and I'm able to execute it now. My knee's
Exactly.
absolutely destroyed, but I'm flying off the fucking ring apron and shit. Like,
Especially when he does the Falcon Arrow.
I just don't like the fact that he kind of forgets that he's injured
Yeah.
in order to
And
execute his moveset.
that's another huge problem that I have with AEW as well. And they do all of these incredibly hard-hitting moves, but then you have the people sitting there going, no, I didn't feel a thing. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Kenny
Well,
Omega's done
all
it.
this-
The Lucha Brothers have done it. The Young Bucks do it all the fucking time.
All this really hit this point, and this is probably the strongest thing he said in the interview outside of the New Japan thing. This is even stronger than that. He's like, somebody executes a devastating move, and you have two reactions. Either I'm dead or I'm Hulkamania.
Right.
Yeah.
There's no in-between, and wrestling needs to tell that in-between storyline.
Right.
Whereas I've been hit heavily, and I can still go, but I can go at a much slower pace. It's all or nothing with wrestling, and that's what I don't like.
It's just like this match we're watching right now with Aleister Black and AJ Styles. He did a kip up, but he still sold that his leg is killing him.
Right.
And then he slams the floor with his leg, which makes no sense.
But what I loved about what they did with the leg too is AJ Styles put him, in the
calf crusher.
The calf crusher. So that told more of the story on the leg.
And a lot of that
with the story is not continuous.
But
you don't get your leg hurt and then recover in 2 seconds.
No, but you see, a lot of that is with slamming the leg down. It goes with that old saying of if you make it hurt more, eventually your body is going to send signals to make it stop hurting.
But logically, it doesn't tell a storyline that's you're able to logically follow. If you know what I mean. Like, if my arm gets hurt, I'm going to have to favor my arm for the rest of the match. Regardless of my moveset, regardless of fight through the pain and stuff like that. I can fight through the pain every now and then. But he literally did what every wrestler does. Okay, I got to check my leg. I got to slap my leg. I got to hit my leg. And
okay, the tag match from AEW. One thing, Heather, I completely agree with you. They were doing that left and right where they were no selling the moves. However, when it came to Kenny Omega's shoulder with the one wing angel, he did sell that really well. He couldn't do the one ring angel.
And that's what I like to see. It should impact your moveset. if you want to, and the thing is, like, WWE and wrestling in general has found this like easy to tell storyline where we're going to pinpoint part of your body and we're going to try to sell that. That happens in probably 50% of wrestling matches.
Well, and the problem is too, a large problem is with the fan base as far as like, you know, these wrestlers like pretty much no selling moves. Because I mean, again, look at the tag match. Fucking Kenny Omega was hit with the golden trigger, and he popped up after one, and that crowd went fucking nuts. They were eating it up.
See,
Because
one
they're
thing I like,
stupid.
he did his move, but
There's no other
okay,
way to explain that.
Aleister Black has an injured leg, right? He executed his move, then he fell to the ground and held his leg. The problem is he's still able to execute his whole move set while not being able to walk properly. And now he's using that same leg to kick him. See, and there you go. This is a good example of him kind of showing how you would focus on, I'm still hurt.
Yeah.
I'm using it, but I'm still hurt.
Yes.
Aleister Black is doing a good job of showing that. I still would prefer at times him not being able to execute something because it wouldn't make sense for me. If my arm is hurt, why am I hitting you with my hurt arm? I have another leg.
It's like in NJPW back when a couple years ago when Juice busted his fucking fist, and like every time he would try to use that fist, he would just flinch in pain because like he literally had a broken fist.
And I think all this, like what he was saying, holds true a lot for New Japan and for AEW, where like you're either gonna take a move and somehow, and the WWE does it too. Like you're all fucked up. You're gonna take a German suplex and you're gonna pop up and you're gonna hit him with something and then you're gonna fall down. It works if you do it seldomly because of adrenaline, but if you do it multiple times, it doesn't make any sense.
Yep. All in all, though, this has been a pretty good match.
Yeah, this is one of the better matches for sure.
I'd say this one and the first one.
Yeah, this one is the best match of the night, and Daniel Bryan versus Drew Gulak is a very close second.
See, if WWE was smart, this should be a match taking place at WrestleMania.
Oh, God.
I don't want to see fucking Undertaker. These are your actual stars, not Undertaker, who's 60 years old.
He done just went face first off that table.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. GP. Has the Undertaker come out? Well, no, it's no so much for no spoilers, JP.
That was my prediction anyway.
Actually, Basement did predict that when he gave me his choices.
Okay. I was gonna say, son of a bitch.
His part of the predictions was Alistair because Undertaker's gonna come out and kill AJ.
Nice. Well, I mean, yeah, it's bound to happen.
That's what I said. I said
and
Alistair's
going to win not gonna
Undertaker
keep another
came out. And listen to me once in a while. I don't have to listen to you.
But now, okay, Aleister Black, his knee is injured, right?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's like his shin, I think.
And is it still injured?
I mean, maybe not.
Because he just delivered knee.
And he lifted up his weight with.
Yeah.
I mean, he just hit 3 different people with that injured leg. And now he's bouncing around. Oh, nope, now his leg hurts.
Luke Gallows just punched Carl Anderson in the face.
Twice.
Oh my god, I just seen it too.
Oh my god, that's...
Oh good god, I'm dying. Oh my god.
Ugh, I'm dying, you idiot.
Oh man.
Dong. I'm waiting for it.
You waiting for the dong?
It's what
Wait, you're waiting for the dong? What?
Deliver, Trek.
What?
He said dong, I'm waiting for it. I said, you waiting for the dong?
Yeah, and then he just told
That's
you
his
to
life
deliver.
mission there, Chuck.
I mean,
Show me your
technically
penis.
his life mission is actually JP's ass, but
Trek's penis is. Oh, okay, teleport.
Just be careful of the pizza grease.
Oh, that's lube. Undertaker's been sitting under that ring for like an hour and a half.
With his pee jar.
I was gonna say, yeah.
wonder if Sami Zayn said hey to him. Sup, Taker?
Probably.
Actually, I think they have an escape hatch down below that ring. Dong.
So on another topic, who's excited for Dark Side of the Ring season 2?
I want to see the Chris Benoit episode, and then I don't give a fuck after that.
I want to see all of them. I want to see the one I'm most excited about is Mass Transit because I've heard so much about that. It's just fascinating.
The best thing with well, it wasn't Dark Side of the Ring, but it was the Brock Lesnar fucking ruthless aggression. They couldn't even get him in there to like talk about it.
He may not remember it after landing on his hip in that
Shooting star press.
Yeah.
I mean, that was wicked. We watched that like 3 times.
And what's even
I'm
funnier
telling you
is
right
they
now, I've
showed
seen that
clips
about
of him
45
doing it in
times.
FCW, OVW, no problem.
Every
he
now
did
and
it
then
in
I go
WWE
back.
before that, no problem.
Yeah.
Well,
Every now and then I go back and I watch it just to laugh.
Yeah. I mean, it's really fucked up that we're laughing because he broke his fucking neck, but
Oh, I didn't break anything. He came out unscathed.
Well,
he,
he broke his
was
neck.
dazed. He was dazed in that one.
He was dazed, but he
Wait,
didn't have
was it
he didn't
him
have like
or was
any
it-
actual problems from it.
was it him or was it Kurt Angle that broke their neck in that match? Because one of those two.
Angle had a broken neck with leave surgery, and Lesnar had a concussion from that.
Right, but Angle he already had the broken neck going into the match.
He
right?
broke his
Okay.
neck,
I mean,
I think, 2 weeks before. Or something like
Yeah.
The
that.
guy tried to do a shooting star press across the whole fucking ring.
I mean, legitimately though, Brock is lucky he only got a concussion because the way he landed, he could have broke his neck.
Well, do you see the size of his trapezius muscles?
Yeah.
That's true.
I think even
the fact that he like literally didn't even hardly jump and flew fucking 20 feet onto his own head.
I was gonna say, he just went and got double his height.
Yeah.
He Kota Ibushi'd
listen to
himself.
Johnny Ace when he tells you to jump and land on your head.
I mean, did anybody hear anything about Daniel Bryan with this one though? Like,
Yeah.
is he okay after the way that he landed on his neck?
He's fine.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like
I
German
always-
suplexes for the most part are pretty safe because your momentum carries you over regardless of what you land on.
I mean, Daniel Bryan's momentum carried him a little too far, but
He turned into a fucking grasshopper.
I always worry about him because he has the history with the fucking concussion. So I always worry about him when he takes a fucking
Well, at
hit
this
like
point in
that.
time, if Daniel Bryan's going to come out and say, I'm retiring again, I'll be like, eh.
One of these point in times he's gonna come out and just be like completely non-coherent.
Yeah.
I mean, he's fucking wrestled Heath Slater recently, so I don't really care about him.
Yeah.
I really
like
have
Heath-
nothing left for him as far as major feuds.
Yeah,
So
I wouldn't mind seeing him and Gulak again. They're good together.
that's because they're very similar in styles.
Yeah. That's why Gulak wrestled somebody from NXT. God, who was it? I can't remember
Matt
who
Riddle.
it was. I'm sorry.
Nice.
No, from NXT.
Yeah.
Matt
Nice.
Riddle.
My question to you is, what matches
He's
do
just
we
in
have
NXT.
left?
He's 205 Live.
Matt Riddle.
Thank you.
Third time.
Yeah,
Finally
that-
worked.
Well, sorry, I didn't hear you, but yeah, him versus Matt Riddle was great because they also have very similar wrestling styles. They're both.
They
very
also had a
technical.
history in Evolve.
Yep.
Yep.
How many matches do we have left?
2.
3.
Not
There's
3.
Street
You're right.
Profits, Shinsuke, and the Women's Elimination.
Which
Oh,
is
good God.
so fun. Basement's like, kill me now.
Yeah.
And it's almost 1 o'clock in the morning here, and it's almost 2 there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, fuck.
We still have plenty more to go.
Yeah.
No. I would love to just take a machine gun to that guy's fucking face.
Who's
Who's?
Byron?
Byron Saxton. Just hold
I
him
thought you
down.
guys-
There you go.
Fucking-
I thought you guys say your buddy, your pal, Scott Stanford.
Yeah, boy, fuck that guy. I would take
We
a
we all know
gigantic sword.
we all know the basement's friends Goldberg. Okay.
No, it's
Walter.
Rey Mysterio. Get it right.
It's Walter.
Booyaka, booyaka!
Well, we still got fucking Montez Ford, the fucking embodiment
Fucking-
of cocaine.
Cocaine.
He's the Ultimate Warrior reincarnated.
I
Well,
love
somebody's
coke.
take over since Mark Murrow's retired.
You know what I
Yeah,
don't
definitely.
understand though? Obviously, he's not doing coke. Blah, 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 blah. Obviously, he's not doing coke because it's fucking. You can't do it. So how the fuck is he as hyper as he is?
He's high in
Like-
life.
Dude has to have fucking ADHD or something.
Yeah,
Red
so-
Bull gives you wings.
It's called
Oh
his what?
god.
Look at him in the back.
I mean, if that was my wife, then I would not be that way. I would be
He
like
was trying,
depressed all the time.
he's trying to get away from her.
He's
He
just-
wakes up. He
he's
wakes
so
up like
much
this.
energy.
It's time to have breakfast, bitch. I want 7 eggs.
Where's my solo cup?
What's it with her hair?
Everyone's oh my god, this mother.
What is he doing with his tongue?
I want his energy bottled, given to me.
Right?
I need it just to sit there and be able to keep up with Wendy.
Okay, hold up. First of all, those necklaces that he's wearing, they're from the Dollar Tree.
They are.
Yeah, this team is from the Dollar Tree.
They
I've
sell
seen
those
kids-
necklaces at the Dollar Tree right around Mardi Gras time.
Yep, I've seen kids wear those at my theater.
I'm gonna take a pee. I'll be back.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's perfect time for it.
It's time for cocaine. It's time for crime time.
18 minutes and 30 seconds.
I just realized exactly how like long and lanky that guy is.
Montez Ford, yeah.
I mean, like, I think his wife is like has more hips than he does. There's like no hips, no ass, no nothing. He's just a stick.
Montez Ford is 6'5" and 232 pounds.
Okay, so did you guys see that thing? It's like a somebody posted it on Twitter. But okay, so somebody, who was it? Somebody was billed at 6.
Oh, yeah, it was
What?
Adam
Oh,
Cole
Adam
and
Cole.
Zack
Zack
Sabre
Sabre
Jr.
Jr. And then I think Will Ospreay or
Will
somebody
Ospreay's the
like
one
that.
who tweeted it out.
Oh yeah, but there was 3 wrestlers. They were all built at 6 foot. And then they show a picture of Zack Sabre Jr. with fucking Adam Cole, and Zack Sabre Jr. is just fucking towering over Adam Cole. I was laughing so fucking hard. I wasn't even laughing at the picture because the guy's short. Whatever, fine. I was laughing at the guy that was laughing. Just fucking died when I seen that.
Montez Ford walking like he has a perma wedgie.
I mean,
That's what happens when you wear a jockstrap.
Yep.
right? Hey, when Basement comes back, let's get him looking at Montez Ford's ass again.
So, Basement, what color thong do you think Montez Ford is wearing tonight?
Purple.
I don't think he's wearing underwear at all.
I think he got it from his wife.
Man,
I mean,
my question to you: does it feel like WrestleMania season?
No.
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 Yeah, it doesn't.
Come on, man. You're supposed to be focusing on his ass. Get back to it.
I will. Trust me, I will.
Like,
Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins. This is how I know Seth Rollins is a good heel. Because just his face alone makes me want to punch him.
Yep.
Yeah, he's got rat face.
No, like that fucking smile that he comes out with, I just want to punch him in the face.
I mean, Seth Rollins could have been one of the best heels. It's just the fact that he's been bounced back and forth and actually like sacrificed for someone else, Roman Reigns.
Oh, not just
Becky
Roman Reigns, who's also sacrificed for the Authority.
And Becky Lynch.
I mean,
there's too many things that have made him be less of a character.
Save us, Friar Ferguson. Who the fuck is Friar Ferguson?
I don't know.
Oh, it's a character for back when Raw started.
Oh.
He was the one who became Bastion Booger.
Mm.
Good thing they didn't look under there a match ago because they were seeing the Undertaker furiously jacking off.
I want to punch him in the face so bad. I just hate him.
Does he seriously still have a hand injury?
What the fuck is Eddie or fucking Buddy Murphy? I was just gonna say Eddie Murphy. What the fuck is Buddy Murphy wearing?
His Seth Rollins t-shirt.
That is the dumbest shit I've ever seen.
That's
Yep.
right, his wrestling gear says Disciple on them.
Oh, good God.
Look how far
Like,
his
I-
breasts stood out of his chest.
I mean, I wanted Buddy Murphy to be a star, but not like this, man. Like, not tag team.
If he was
It's just
tagging
the
with anyone, he should have tagged with Aleister Black, saying that's respect thing.
I mean, Seth Rollins is probably a really good guy to put him with as far as tag team, but as far as like learning stuff, but fuck, man, I don't want to see it.
The thing is, he's only like he's gonna be fucking forgot about soon enough
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
because they're gonna move on from the tag team belts, as in Seth Rollins is gonna move on from the tag team belts, and the rest of them are just gonna be goons. And if they flip the tag belts back on them,
Why is
like,
he caressing
me.
his face?
He's a disciple.
tell you, man,
Kiss him,
just
Seth. I'll give you
one
a
of the-
kiss later.
one of the best things you can do is just watch Montez Ford. 'Cause even when he's like, I'm calm, you know the craziness is sitting
Right?
He's
1
learning
centimeter
right
behind his
there.
eyes.
It's like a
He's
millimeter
learning
below the
about it.
surface.
The guy. I'm serious. I think he has ADHD. He cannot sit still for the life of him. Like some part of his body is always moving. He looks like the way I would have been if I would have actually gotten to stay at Bachfest.
He's
Look at
getting
this motherfucker.
ready to do the Kamehameha from Dragon Ball.
Seriously, here he comes.
Chicken wing.
Here goes Super Saiyan.
He's got fucking the longest fingers ever. Like they're all waving in the air. What the fuck? Creepy ass motherfucking fingers.
Got the ET figures.
So is that all we had to talk about for this week aside from Elimination Chamber?
There's one bit of news left, but it's gonna be a spoiler if we talk about it now.
Gotcha.
Spoilers.
Exactly.
Zachary.
Why?
We
Why?
want
Why?
to smoke.
Why?
Look at Montez Ford. This fucking guy.
Every time he's wanted to tag, hey, I'm over here. It's like,
God,
no.
look at him thrusting the air. I love him.
Me
Oh my
and
God,
Bianca
you just
Belair share the
thrusted?
same dildo.
He just thrusted and pretended like he was spanking that ass. Like what the fuck?
Like I could easily see this guy looks like someone that takes fucking dick on the regular.
Oh my God, basement.
Well, I'm just saying. You could see him fucking furiously fucking ass grinding on a dildo, couldn't you?
That would explain why he
Don't.
constantly tweets out, God is good.
I don't want to picture this in my head. Why are you fucking people doing this to me?
Now, God stands for gigantic old dick. That's what they call their dildo that they share at home. Him and Bianca.
Well, I think he shares with Angelo
Oh my
too.
God. We are all going to
Angelo
hell.
is like looks like he's slow to get up from
I
sleep.
think Angelo gave it to him.
Angelo's like chill, but he's like,
Yeah.
holy fucking Christ, man.
The perfect example, Angelo is weed. Fucking Montez is cocaine.
Exactly.
Montez like speed mixed with cocaine. Look at this fucking guy.
Bianca's ecstasy.
Yeah, cheer
I
squad.
mean, ecstasy makes you want to have sex, so would Bianca be my ecstasy? No. It's not that she's not pretty. She is pretty. She's just not my type.
She's 30 acting 15. I mean,
Charlotte Flair's boobs is my type.
There you go.
Bianca Belair has the body of a 21-year-old male Olympian.
The fuck?
no, I wouldn't go that far. She's got a pretty big booty.
Yeah, I mean, she's got a
Yeah,
nice body and
male
everything, but
Olympian. Look at JP. He's got a big ass.
I mean, she's got a like two
Talk
legs
about
up on
booties.
Shayna Baszler.
Booties.
Look at his fucking tongue. What the fuck was that?
Tongue.
Holy fucking Christ. Montez Ford is a fucking crazy
Oh my
ass
god.
Yeah.
Oh my
That's why
god.
Bianca Belair married him.
Bianca is very, very happy, I'm sure.
It's fucking Hannibal Lecter for pussy. With a side of fava beans.
or collard greens, either one.
Oh,
I
God.
mean, I like collard greens.
Oh my god. Why are they dressed like the Cleveland Cavaliers? Oh my fucking lord.
What you doing?
What's you guys' timestamp?
I don't know, but it's not good.
I don't know. I'm just seeing Montez Ford just gyrating against the ropes.
I am
It's
at
like,
3
oh,
hours
don't-
40 seconds. 3 hours 40 minutes.
2 hours, 22 minutes. Heather's like, I'm done the show.
I looked at the other end.
Yeah, I'm at 2 hours, 22 minutes, and 21 seconds.
Yeah, pretty much.
And most of that crap is the
Women's
Would you like
elimination
to see
chamber.
till the end.
Like the smoke. Why are they dressed as the Cleveland Cavaliers? The fucking
Cavaliers?
Cavaliers.
Why were they dressed like the Cavaliers? I don't know, basement.
Look at his head. Look, he's got like a little halo. Where's? Oh no, it's gone now.
Gone but not forgotten.
I forgot it.
Okay, so did you guys hear Matt Hardy? He said, "I have much more left in the tank." I'm like, the body is one, the spirit is one, but the flesh is weak, Matt.
Yeah, his body is fused
Your
together.
body is doing something. It's called coming together as one, especially your pelvis.
The thing is, I think that he can still do certain wrestling. It's just he can't be Matt Hardy anymore.
He can't fall down.
Oh,
He
it's like,
just falls down as one called Fused Man.
yeah, it's not good.
All right, I don't know if I'm where you guys are or not. I don't fucking care.
Buddy Murphy just sat down on Dawkins' leg.
Yeah.
Did you guys see Dawkins put the headband on already?
No, your future.
No.
Okay,
You
I'm
are future, yes.
Okay,
Yeah, come on.
I'm gonna pause. I am at 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
23
Jesus, you rewinded.
Or wait,
I'm at the beginning of the show.
I don't know where I am. Oh,
Yeah,
no,
well, 2 hours and fucking Montez.
I'm at
Ford.
2
Look at
hours,
this guy's
45
flopping
seconds.
all over the place.
That can't be right.
Shit.
He
It says
missed
I'm at
that.
2 hours
What
and
is he
25
doing?
seconds. Like, that doesn't even make sense.
He needs to slow the fuck down.
No, there's no slowing down.
Montez, stop. Ease off the meth, buddy.
All right,
Oh
you
my!
guys,
Look at this fucking.
let me
he's
know
Sonic.
when you get to Seth Rollins outside with AOP patting their fucking chest.
All right.
Well-
Montez Ford's. Now he's wearing the headband, but it's Montez Ford, not Dawkins.
Yeah, he's just putting it on for us now.
Okie dokie, okie.
And
It's
suicide dive
like-
outside.
Please let this stop.
Seth Rollins back in titties yet?
No. He just tried to get in the ring.
He's
AOP
about
is
to.
stopping
He's
Montez
about to.
Ford.
It's happening. They're hugging, kissing, and now he's kissing him. Ah, there's the titties.
Yep, we are there now.
Um,
Oakley dokley.
Oakley dokley.
Oakley dokley.
Oakley dokley. No, not these phones.
And somebody's already had a match. It's coming out.
Like Raiders, honestly, leave and never come back.
Well, the
That's
Baldwin
good.
just recently celebrated 5 years of surviving a motorcycle crash.
Who
Who
did?
did?
The bald one out of the Viking Raiders.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
I thought you said the Baldwin.
Hanson?
The one that's married to Sarah Logan.
Yeah, I
did?
think that's Hanson. I don't remember their names in WWE. Like, fuck that. I remember them as Hanson and whatever the fuck that other one's name was.
Hanson and Rowe.
Rowe, thank you. Yeah, Rowe was the one that's married to Sarah Logan, I think. Eric and Ivar. Somebody's been drinking at Russian bars too much. Hey, you know what your name should be? Eric and Ivar.
Glad they didn't go Igor and Ivar.
Igor.
I mean, I
This
know that
match
Eric and Ivar goes with the whole
sucks.
Nordic thing that they got going on, but
Mhm.
still.
Especially since Eric is spelled with a K instead of a C.
Yeah.
Yep.
I knew an Eric with the K when I was growing up. He was a whore and an asshole.
The only one that I remember with the K growing up was Eric LaSalle from ER.
Eric Von Detten or whatever his name was.
Oh,
in that
that's right,
movie
yeah.
Brink.
Yep.
That's what
Mhm.
she's
That's
saying.
what
We're
I
sticking
said.
with the theme.
Shut up!
Turn up your hearing
I
aid,
wasn't-
JP. I'm kidding. You need a hearing aid with how many times you're like, what?
We're just gonna get him a horn.
My parents got mad at me today because I told them both that they needed hearing aids. They had their TV up so loud I couldn't even fucking think.
Oh, my grandmother used to do that. Yeah, she couldn't hear the phone either.
My kids are in the living room trying to talk to me, and I'm going, what?
This match is killing me.
It drags on for no reason whatsoever.
Oh, look out! Nobody cares. Montez
We want
Ford,
just
no selling
smoke.
everything.
We want
Montez
the long
Ford
ass
is just
legs.
beaten to shit, and he's backflipping all over the fucking
Okay,
place. Just
Here's my
fucking-
question. This is what I
Fine.
fucking hate when any wrestler does this. When they go for that fucking dive tag
Yep.
when it's not
Oh, yeah.
necessary.
The hot tag.
Yeah.
All the
hot
time
tag.
it's a hot tag.
I hate that shit.
Yeah.
It's unfortunately
can
become
get
a
it
part
if-
of wrestling.
I can get it if they do it the way that it used to be done, where it was like, okay, you're really tired, you were in the ring, you know, you got your ass fucking handed to you, and you're
Somebody
just too
from the other
tired to
team
get
is
up.
about to grab your foot.
It's become a
Right.
formulaic part of wrestling. Like you have to finish with a finisher. What the fuck was that? I'm gonna do a twirl.
The only other thing I don't like is when one guy's pinning another and the other guy like rolls the other guy onto him so they could break it up. They use it too much.
They use pretty much every
Every
tag team
move too
so
much. Yeah. I just realized exactly how long Montez Ford's fucking legs are.
Yeah.
He'd be a great basketball player.
Jesus.
Man. It's vertical and
I
Insane
think he
energy.
was, actually.
yeah.
Fucking, come on, guys, let's go down the court. And he's fucking down there already while everybody else
His whole
is still
team's
on
like
the
falling
other side.
down just fucking doing burpees, running back and forth like a fucking suicide. Son of a bitch.
What do I do?
What do I do? I don't know how to wrestle.
He doesn't him have his own page. He's got...
Okay, they need to stop with. Look at how high he jumps. We're gonna slow it down for you.
In case you didn't see how long his legs were before. Oh yeah, Buddy Murphy, this is gonna work.
Shinsuke and Sammy and
That was
Cesaro
terrible.
versus Braun.
I would just like to say that he just propelled himself into the turnbuckle.
Yeah, it was
Yes.
terrible. Absolutely terrible. Montez Ford jumping. Oh my God, crazy! He jumps.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It doesn't say anything about him being in basketball, but Ford is a former Marine.
Yep.
Well,
I mean,
he
for
must
as-
never sleep.
For as long as his legs are, he really does do actually a really good frog splash. I don't think I've ever seen anybody that's like
He is
tall like that.
super athletic. I'm gonna say one of the most
Yes.
athletic people on the roster.
He's another one of
There-
those that it looks too easy for him to do things though.
Exactly. I see his ass crack. It's not-
Did you see the thong?
There was no thong. He's just hanging.
I think he's bare ass in it tonight.
He's going commando.
Commando.
Seth Rollins. is like, any chance I get, I'm gonna put my hands in.
I need Ciampa to come. I need a match of Ciampa where he's wearing the fucking the shorts again because
No.
You want to see
Yes.
that ass cheek popping?
no, I don't even want to see it. I just want to torture Basement by making Basement see it. Because as soon as I go, oh god, his ass cheeks coming out, then he can't stop looking at his ass.
His ass is phenomenal. I'm not gonna lie.
That dude is a workout machine, so he better have a
Right?
phenomenal ass.
Booty cheeks all over the place.
It's just funny because I'm like, oh my god, his ass cheeks popping out, and I don't even mean to say it. And then Basement, the rest of the match is like, you fuck.
Montez Ford. The speed is running out.
No. Give him
No,
2
never mind.
seconds, he'll be
He's-
back
he's
up.
back. Oh, no, look at him. Ah! I don't want the smoke, man. I really
I
don't.
do want to know.
I don't need the smoke. I got a 1-year-old.
I mean, I'm pretty sure the smoke is cocaine.
Wouldn't that be meth? You can't smoke cocaine. Well, actually,
well,
cocaine's a version of meth, so
Oh god, no, no!
I fucking
Cocaine's a
hate.
health
Oh my
drug.
god.
I hate that fucking move, to be honest.
And the fact that it's
At least-
somebody the size of Seth Rollins doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
which makes
It's-
perfect sense, but whatever.
And Buddy Murphy took the worst end out of that too.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
he did. And that's the problem with
Right.
that move.
oh
In
my
tag
god,
team.
it's a guy with popcorn. No, it's Kevin Owens.
At least now I can say it. Wrestling Jesus has his own Judas. It's popcorn.
I've got a ticket.
Oh come on, Kevin Owens. That kid just wanted a hot tag. Look how sad he is. Well,
And
he
look,
did
right
kinda-
there in the audience, you'll see Jay White's twin.
Oh, God, the popcorn.
Wait, Jay White's what?
Twin.
I keep on having dreams about Jay White, and it's kind of me. Oh
Oh,
my
it is
god, I
Jay
see him.
White.
Is that
But isn't
Jay
it the-
White?
That's a fucking perv with his mother.
It's not Jay White because you gotta remember Jay White has gray in his fucking goatee now.
Every wrestling event. It's the same guy.
That looks exactly fucking like Jay White. That oh my god.
Long hair mother.
We know
Oh
it's not Jay White,
God.
but it's his fucking doppelganger, that's for sure.
Yeah. Holy fucking what the fuck? Well, I was kind of panicking there for a second because I know WWE was interested. They wanted Jay White. So I was like, that better not be Jay White.
Why did this match have to be 30 minutes long?
It wasn't 30 minutes long. It was 18 minutes and 30 seconds.
It
Well,
seemed like
felt
it was 30
45 minutes to an hour.
I know. I love that the Spanish announcer is just sitting behind the barricade, like, I'm just going to stay here for another minute just in case.
Yep.
That kid's still over there waiting for Kevin Owens to come back over.
Dawson struggled to get out of that ring. Like, what the fuck happened to him?
Well, he was. It was between him just being tired from the match and Buddy Murphy being in the way.
Jesus Christ, that guy looks like Jay. Like, it's creeping me out. They need to stop showing that bit.
Hey, fucking long hair dude, man. Dave Rose.
Hmm?
It's a Dave Rose guy.
Long haired dude.
Oh, yeah.
But it's too short.
Yeah.
Oh, Montez Ford has a weird looking belly button. He does. Like, he's got an Audi. Did you guys see it?
Uh-huh.
So it's done. Oh, come on.
Kevin Owens with the popcorn. Stay.
I actually
I'll be
hate
right
the
back.
fact that I don't like Kevin Owens' stunner at all. I don't think he should be doing the stunner personally, but whatever.
I mean, Kevin Owens lost weight.
Looks the
He's
same.
been losing weight. Since his last
Get
injury,
popcorn
he's been
stuck in your
losing
beard,
weight.
bro.
What has the WWE come to? Yeah, that's my question.
What does the WWE come to?
Okay, that was way oversold.
Yeah.
I don't mind Kevin Owens' stunner. It's just like I don't like when people oversell it like that.
Kind of reminds me of when The Rock or Shane used to sell the Austins.
Hmm.
Oh,
I
yeah.
agree. He
I
still
agree.
does, even when Stone Cold stunned him. Like, what was it? Like a couple years ago. Dude was
Raw's
like fucking 70, and
25th
he still took
anniversary,
it.
I think it was.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
anniversary last year, yeah.
he was like 70 years old, and he still took it better than anybody else.
Not
Yep.
the popcorn.
He's mad at the popcorn. Like,
Yes.
what the
Oh
fuck?
my god. Come on.
I kind of want popcorn now. Does that say lick me?
Probably.
It says fight me.
Oh. Sorry.
Well, apparently we have Dead Pussy and Lick Me on there, so I don't know.
Dead pussy.
Because before when they said dead posy or whatever it was, and I thought it said dead pussy.
Do you want to see the wrestlers before they were actually as good as they are? Watch FCW.
Actually, that
Yeah.
was the
Actually,
best incarnation of fucking Roman Reigns. Because he
I
was
was
allowed
actually
to be a
watching that.
fucking heel.
Yeah, I was watching that right
Yep.
before I came on with these guys. Actually, I was still watching it when they came on with these guys before
Yeah.
you came on, Basement. But
It's pretty
it was
good.
pretty good, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Here's an idea, WWE, put on the OVW matches.
Here's an idea. I need to pee.
The tapes they have for OVW are basically their production tapes to see what wrestler was ready at what point to bring them to the WWE. It was never meant for publication.
Oh, they showed it in Ruthless Aggression.
They use clips, but they're never.
Why am I watching this now?
Because they think wrestling fans can't remember 2 hours ago.
No, but wouldn't you show this before they showed up for the match? I don't know. Fuck. It
I
just
think
seems
it's-
like a weird place to put that, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's about to get better.
I highly doubt that. I highly doubt that, Trek.
Did somebody hang up on that douchebag?
I don't understand this. If they win, do they all hold the title, or the person that pins him? Yeah, so the match makes no sense. But why does it need to? I don't give a fuck. I hope they all die in the middle of the ring.
Unfortunately, they don't.
Spoilers.
Well, it's not like I said who won.
I just wanted them to all die.
No, unfortunately, it's WWE. They don't know how to die.
This is just going to be terrible. You know it's going to be terrible. Nope. No, because the fucking WWE Raw and SmackDown is geared to nobody. It's
Well, actually,
spread so thin. It's actually for nobody.
The correct way of saying that Raw and SmackDown are geared for everybody. Therefore, nobody likes it.
Exactly. It didn't even know what they are anymore. Like, they have small segments that are geared towards hardcore audiences, bigger segments that are geared towards people that are just be like, "This is wrestling," and then all of a sudden you see a fucking tarantula and be like, "This is wrestling." I guess I'm done.
And then you get the segments that are for the 3 and 5-year-old segments.
Like, who wants to see a 3-on-1 match? First of all, this guy lost in 2 seconds to Brock Lesnar. He should not be able to beat 3 people. Nobody should be able to beat 3 people, to be honest.
Especially with somebody like Cesaro in the ring.
Cesaro, Sami Zayn, and Shinsuke Nakamura. One person beating 3 people makes literally no sense, regardless who it is. Even Brock Lesnar should lose to these 3, man. For fuck's sakes.
Oh, but
anyways,
you know they would never
here
book
we are.
that.
I know. They should never have booked this either, but...
Oh my god.
3 times in a fucking row. We're done with the promo package. Can we get to the match now?
I'd love to see a 10-minute promo package for a match I don't want to see.
A 10-minute promo package for a match that's only 8 minutes and 30 seconds.
Braun!
I had to go get me snack packs.
Mm-hmm.
I went grocery shopping yesterday. Fuck this diet. It's snack pack time.
Why is he scared? Why is he scared out of his shoes by the monster among men? Is he scary? The guy's a fucking clown.
Bear, I don't think you can have pudding.
Garbage? Yeah, I know. This match makes no sense. It makes no sense. It makes no sense.
That fucking
Strowman.
That was so.
Nothing makes sense.
This match, Bobby.
What are they all going to come in with one belt wrapped around all 3 of them?
That would be hilarious to see.
Whoever
Actually,
basement. Whoever gets the pin gets the championship.
So Braun Strowman.
Dun dun dun. Another one bites the dust. I don't know why I have that song in my head. Sorry.
No, he's wearing a members club only.
He looks like graph paper.
He don't.
Maybe he's trying to
Sami Zayn
emulate a
needs
golf
to calm
ball.
down.
I think Sami Zayn took some bad meth.
Yeah,
he did.
he's not a great actor. He's just like dressing like Che Guevara, acting like fucking Jim Carrey.
I think he got some of Montez Ford's stash.
No, Montez Ford has a good cocaine.
Sami Zayn's fucking smoking Tylenol mixed with baby cum. This fucking clown. I've got one hair on my pretty little head.
Yeah.
Oh, God, this is killing me.
You look at Kayla Braxton. She's like,
Look at.
maybe
I
you
was
should
just
shut the
gonna
fuck up.
I was just gonna say that. Look at Kayla Braxton. Even she doesn't look interested.
But this is also Kayla Braxton, who fucking acts and talks like a high school girl.
Yeah.
She's
Oh my
fucking
God,
Want
no
her
way.
job just holding a microphone? I can do that.
She's standing there like a fucking emo teenager, so uninterested, like, ugh, guys,
Basement. There's more required to it than that. Do you have big tits?
I wish you'd just take the mic afterwards and be like, I don't know what the fuck he just said. That's the way the match starts. That's why you need Mean Gene. God damn it. You need some backstage people with fucking
Hard.
talent. Exactly. Cesaro comes
she
out.
looks there like, wait, he was done? Okay.
This is one of the reasons why I actually really liked when Renee Young was backstage,
She's alright.
because she actually put a little bit of character into what she was doing backstage. Well, of course he doesn't.
I don't know what Vince wants. I don't know what he wants,
Vince
honestly. Like,
One vanilla pudding down.
yeah, me neither. This is fucking ridiculous. We got fucking Chinese Dracula.
The
What do you
fuck
get-
is
what do-
Sami Zayn doing in the crowd?
Japanese Dracula.
I told you he smoked some bad meth.
Sami Zayn
He's having
fucking
a seizure.
cocaine. Cesaro walking to the ring like, I made mistakes in my professional career.
Shinsuke smoked too many or ate too many mushrooms. He's
Shinsuke
over there with the fucking nervous ticks.
the fucking Japanese Nosferatu.
Now on to the more important question. More important question. Which one do you guys think is better, vanilla or chocolate pudding?
Chocolate pudding.
Chocolate.
Fuck you.
I mean, I don't know, but chocolate's
no,
really
you
good,
know.
but vanilla puts it around for its money.
Once you go black, you never go back.
You know what the best one is? Is tapioca.
You know what? I used to love tapioca, but now when I
Outside.
eat it, it tastes like semen. And
I don't
would
want to
do-
know how you know how semen tastes.
Was that another part of the
Oh, look at
story
this
from
fucking
your
guy's
friends
hair.
the other night?
Sure was.
Oh
So, yeah,
my
it's hair.
God.
It's like when you touch one of those electric balls.
Oh my god.
I just came from the science fair. Fucking ridiculous.
That's what they were just talking about.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you came from the science fair, man. I'm telling you.
The worst ones?
Guys, these are the best duo because obviously.
Hey, boo boo.
No. Basement, the worst fucking ones. You remember, fucking, what was it, Revolution? They're, was it they're French or they're Russian?
They were German or I don't know what the fuck it was.
Yeah,
One
it
of
was
them.
like French or German or something like that. But they were so fucked up.
It's pretty changed up. All I can say is like Shinsuke Nakamura's gear is like the rising sun is his dick.
It
Holy
all
shit,
leads
man.
here.
Where does your eyes go? Fuck Shinsuke. Sami Zayn is fucking hobo.
It looks like he has ovaries on the front of his fucking uniform.
Why does he look so disheveled?
Look at Shinsuke's outfit. Look at the front of it. It looks like there's a pair of ovaries
It looks
And
like
actually,
a full
gigantic
blown
penis.
uterus.
Looks like a gigantic anus.
Oh
That's
my
one
god.
cosmic fart.
Sami Zayn looks like he just gave $5 blowjobs on the outside of the arena. No. Anyways. You ever think like Lil Nate needs to stop being Lil Nate?
No, he'll never stop being Lil Nate.
Kind of gross now. He looks like Ellen DeGeneres.
Fucking, why do you have to do this to me? Now I'm gonna be seeing Ellen the rest of this fucking match. Fucking asshole.
Yo, TSS2, what's up, baby? Are you enjoying Elimination Chamber? Because Ellen DeGeneres is refereeing. Check under your chairs, people.
Oh my. It was just flattened.
See, the problem with Braun Strowman is like once you've seen one Braun Strowman match, you've seen them all.
Them all.
Yeah.
He's gonna run around and throw his body at people.
And then he's gonna run around, or he's gonna focus on somebody for too long, and
Sami
it's
Zayn,
gonna
for
be
example.
detriment.
He's gonna get like knocked down. He's gonna like stagger around a little bit before just becoming the exact same person he was before.
I get knocked down, Chumbawamba.
I feel like
Yeah.
Montez Ford could be hung and just like it wouldn't matter.
Tub thumping, baby. I used to love that song when it came out, and now whenever I hear it, I'm like, oh god, make it go away.
I'll get knocked down. Well, I get up again. English.
Why do you sound like Nigel McGuinness singing that?
He does.
Weren't they English?
Yes, they were.
Yeah, but they didn't sing like that.
They kind of did.
Not really. It's kind of like the Beatles. They were British, but you wouldn't be able to tell if you just listened to their music.
I could tell.
Only because you know they're British.
I could tell. I could smell the British off their words.
What the fuck does that mean? You just smell fish and chips or what? Excuse me. Sami Zayn legitimately looks
First of all,
Sorry, Bob.
first of all, if it smells like fish and chips, somebody needs to take a damn bath.
Sami
Lord.
Zayn's wearing a garbage bag, looking like a garbage person. What's going on with this guy, man? It's like he lives in a dumpster.
Maybe he's getting tips from Conan from back in the day.
No, it's not good tips.
Mm-mm.
Look at this. Like how the mighty have fallen. Look at this fucking clown.
Yeah, you know, somebody just literally sent me a meme with Sami Zayn holding the NXT championship versus now.
Look at him. He's got a stroke.
He looks like Seth Green.
God. Look at
Oh
this
my god,
man.
his face! Oh, you know what? Fuck this match. This match can lick my fucking asshole. This is absolute garbage, man. Sami Zayn needs to retire. And there's people out there, but like Sami Zayn's doing exactly what he needs to do. What is this? Not wrestle and be a clown? Because then maybe he should go visit birthday parties. This fucking cunt. It's not even the fact that he's supposed to be a heel. No, he just comes off as a
Fucking
complete
Douchebag loser.
I don't want to see him. And he was one of my favorite wrestlers in NXT. Look at him now.
Yeah.
Well,
Look at
actually,
it.
one of my favorite matches of all time was him versus Shinsuke Nakamura in NXT.
Now they're tag teaming, and I hate both of them.
Yep.
Well, they're not really tag teaming. He's more the mouthpiece / manager for Shinsuke.
Or is he?
I mean, personally, I think that he's been after that title the entire time, and now that he has it, he's not going to need Shinsuke anymore.
Well, he doesn't have it because Braun. I don't know.
Oh
I
yeah,
fuck
he doesn't
this.
have it.
This is
Oh,
our-
That was a better throw.
look at Nakamura.
Gina, does he win it? Does he win
No,
it?
he does not win it.
No, don't lie to me.
No, he doesn't win it.
Just tell me the truth.
I'm not gonna tell you who wins it.
But did you already?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
No,
You
I
did.
didn't. Legitimately, I lie.
You did. You did tell me.
I did not.
This is why he had his hair did.
This is why. That's getting his hair did. Good
I
lord.
don't know. It's poofing out. For Braun Strowman. Train.
You got a little tired there for a second, though.
And he's like, Undertaker, where are you?
Jesus, Cesaro went into the first row.
What happened to him? He crawled halfway through. I'm stuck, bitch. Beat the shit out of his ass. What the fuck is that?
He got halfway under that ring and turned into a teenage girl on the telephone.
He turned into like fucking a porn star. I've been stuck in this window that's obviously openable. Now insert your penis into my bum.
What the fuck?
You might not
What
know.
kind of
People
porn?
know. People know what I'm
What
talking
kind
about.
of porn are you watching? Jesus Christ.
It's popular. Bob, back me up.
It's popular.
Yes, I can't confirm this. It is the best kind of porn.
There you go. He knows.
Hold on.
Bobby.
So putting
It's like,
different
I was
asses
fixing
with
my
stuck
sink, and
windows
then I
is-
got stuck in my cupboard, and my fucking best friend's husband came in and plowed me in the ass.
I was watching one here the other night. This shit got stuck under a table, which she could clearly get out of, and it's like, oh, I'm gonna fuck you now. What?
I told you it's a porn thing now. You
Yes,
get
it
stuck in places that you shouldn't be stuck in, and then because you're stuck in them,
I don't
someone's
know
gonna
what
break
kind
you
of
in the
porn
ass.
you guys are watching, because
Pop.
that's not the kind that I'm watching.
What, you watch porn from the 1970s with your hairy bushes?
Oh, God.
No.
No! Super defensive.
This is what WWE has driven us to,
I
folks. We
watched
went from
that.
talking about the match to talking about porn.
Gina's watching
Well, I
porn
mean,
half like a
Sami
nuclear bomb.
Zayn's hair
Goes
does
on.
look kind of like a fucking vagina of hair in 1970.
He does have puke hair. I can't believe he's going to win this.
Not gonna.
I feel like he will.
I feel like he won't.
I feel like he's already has in my mind.
I feel like
And here he's gonna win right now. Look. Great. See?
Completely missed that kick, though.
I
I
tried.
wonder-
In my
you-
defense, I tried to reverse my fuck up.
There was no reverse.
You
But
know me
Alpha-
too well. Like that's a
Okay.
fucking problem. I can't lie to you because you know when I'm lying.
I know everybody's
Well,
lies.
you didn't have to lie. All you had to sit there and say is somebody sent me a meme of him down in NXT versus what he looks like now.
Yeah, and
Whatever.
then I was
He
like,
wins.
"Go," versus what he looks like holding it now. Fuck.
Strowman is for this again. Braun Strowman's dead, 100%, right? Everybody's down with that.
What?
Braun
Like, might as well
Strowman's been
bury
dead.
Braun Strowman,
Yeah.
right? Like, bury him.
He's been dead. Oh my
I
lord.
always wanted to hold a championship for more than a day, but then I realized I couldn't because I'm too stupid. And I signed contracts to fight.
You know what
3
the really
minutes.
sad thing is? The sad thing is that guy is like actually really intelligent.
Strowman?
Who,
But they make him look like a fucking moron.
Gina on commentary with Morrow and Nigel. Nigel, oh, what an incredible sequence we just saw here. Morrow, my God, Gargano just won't quit. He's taking YOLO to another level, Gina. I don't know. I read that the way I understood it, and I might have not done it justice.
What? Are you
I'm
fucking
TSS
chat.
in the chat.
Okay, hold on. I gotta go look now.
Maybe you can make sense of it, but I'm sure it makes sense because I'm retarded.
Un momento, I'm getting in there.
I will say that match was easily 6-star.
Not even
Sammy-
close.
Why
You
did
know,
Sami
come
show up
tomorrow, Nigel,
like the
Nigel.
fucking hobo and win the match? But there anymore.
Allie.
I'll go get you. Nobody cares.
Why am I saying TSS?
Because you say it a lot, actually.
Well, I do. And I don't even realize I say it until after
Yep.
I say it. Like I say a lot.
I just like tune you out 90% of the time.
No, you don't. Quit lying.
Oh, like 30% of the time.
Quit lying. You do not.
What?
You heard everything I said and you know it.
Oh my god, what is this?
Stone Cold's going to be on Raw.
No, what is
Tomorrow.
this like promo? It looks so
Oh.
stupid.
It's pirates.
These aren't pirates. The fuck? They're just dirty people.
They are the Pirates of Caribbean version pirates.
What?
Yes. Which means
No.
that somebody better get shot out of a fucking cannon.
They don't look like pirates at all. They just look dirty people with it. Why does Becky Lynch have a gigantic axe? That doesn't scream pirate to me.
It doesn't, but pirates of that age used any weapon available.
Like gigantic axes, which were
Mhm.
readily available to all of them.
You'd be
Not
surprised.
a cutlass, which is the whole fucking icon for WrestleMania. Fuck it. I'm gonna go take a shit.
I mean, what the fuck? Bear, can you like stop
Farting?
doing that? No, he's like licking his fucking dick right in front of me.
Is he staring at you while he's doing it?
No, he's sitting on my legs, which is even worse.
To be honest with you, with everything that's going on for Mania, this is the only thing I'm actually excited for. Quite literally, just this match. I could skip everything else
Yep.
and just watch this match and be happy with Mania.
Well,
Yes.
yeah. This match and then like Orton versus Edge, I want to see just because I know it's going to be a good match. But otherwise, everything else, fuck off.
They're kind of ruining the storytelling though because they're pre-announcing that Edge is going to be there on Raw. So it's just like, why? Why do you have to pre-announce it?
Yeah, I agree.
It would have been so much better if Randy Orton came out, started telling the fans that this is now your fault as well. Just had him start going off on the fans. And you wanted these nostalgics, you wanted all of this, you wanted all of that. Then cue Edge's music.
Right.
All right, it wasn't a shit. It was a pee. I peed. I lied.
How do you not know?
Pee quickly? Oh, my body has problems.
No, you don't even understand. Like,
Mhm.
It takes you the same amount of time to shit that it does to pee, and I have questions there. Like,
I'm a speed shitter. I perfected my trade.
I was gonna say it's either that or rabbit pellets.
It is what it is. A lot of the time, it's just like super explosive.
okay, stop. That's enough.
Anyways, so they went from Shinsuke Nakamura holding the IC Championship to Braun Strowman to Sami Zayn, and this is WrestleMania season, baby.
Yeah.
Damn right.
Mm-hmm. Becky needs to axe herself. I agree with you 100%.
I completely agree with that, yes.
Yeah.
And we are finally on the main event, which is 21 minutes long.
I can't wait.
Oh.
I agree with you, Alpha. Like, look at this match. Look who's in this match. For fuck's sake, Sarah Logan. She was a referee last I saw her.
You want to come back over here because I want to go eat something.
Don't you dare spoil upon me.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, excuse me.
Why it's the main event. So the only reason, and we had this, we were sitting here watching it, and Bob had said, "Oh, this is main eventing," and I'm like, and then he explained to me why. And I literally will tell you right fucking now, whoever is listening, whoever is watching, I don't give a fuck if it's International Women's Day. This match should not have main evented the show. This
what
match
should have?
is absolutely trash. They shouldn't have even had this fucking show, to be honest with you.
There's no, like half the time the women main event, the show shouldn't have even happened, which is the problem. Like
Agreed.
there's times where the women should main event, but just for the women main eventing because the women are main eventing doesn't make sense. The fact that you have Sarah Logan and this match is thrown together basically for literally no reason.
Yes. This is your main event. A match just thrown together for no fucking good reason. Even though it is actually for a shot at WrestleMania, a WWE title. I don't give a shit. This match I could give two shits about. I could give two shits about what match Becky is having at WrestleMania. Why? Because Becky has become a laughing stock.
Well, and I'll say this too, like this goes to show exactly how limited the Raw women's roster is, because there are, in my opinion, there are 4 women in this match that should not be there.
4?
the entire Riot Squad and Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler just got called up not too long ago. And the Riot Squad just came back. So what have they done to earn their spots there? Like, why is Kairi Sane not in there?
My question is,
you could
why
make the same argument.
Sarah Logan in there?
You can make the same argument about Kairi Sane, too.
Okay, so
I get it though.
I hope Sarah Logan wins.
She's been up on main roster for longer, at least. Sorry, Basement.
I hope Sarah Logan wins.
I hope you shut the fuck up.
Yep, me too.
Agree, Tease. That's the way WWE operates anymore. They're listening to the fans because the fans want to see 20-minute matches, so WWE's giving you 20-minute matches. And then because Becky is because Becky is the best thing about WWE right now, and because she beat Asuka, they're telling the story that she's so overconfident that she doesn't give a fuck about the title anymore, really. And that's sad. Because, again, WWE just, it's just a fucking...
Also, you have a women's tag team champion in this match. It makes no sense.
Also, what the fuck is hanging from... Like, to anybody else, does it look like she has spaghetti hanging from her mask?
Yes.
I mean, I like the mask thing. It's
I don't like the spaghetti.
Her gimmick is just... I mean, her herself, they just so...
So, like, you have the men's match, say, and you have a singles men's elimination chamber, and you have Big E thrown in when he's a tag champion. It doesn't make sense. Don't combine championship. Why is a tag team champion fighting for a chance to fight the champion at WrestleMania?
Because the roster is that limited.
So here's the thing: if your roster is that limited, don't do it.
I think with the Sami Zayn thing, I think they're gonna end up either turning Sami Zayn or they're Shinsuke and Cesaro are gonna turn on Sami Zayn.
And I'm gonna say I don't care.
I don't care either. I think that's what they're gonna try to do, and I could give
look at this fucking clown.
She came out and I was like, "What the fuck?" Because I haven't seen her since she came back.
Who, Sarah Logan?
Yeah.
Well, she was a referee on fucking Friday.
Yeah, I seen like a little bit on Twitter that she was like a ref or whatever, but I hadn't seen like her entrance or anything like that. So when this came on earlier, I was like,
if it was Desert Storm, I wouldn't see her.
I said that tonight myself.
Yeah, you would, because there's nothing black out there.
Oh my god. Oh yeah.
She's like fucking Goldberging herself into a fucking glass.
Why? Why is she like? Okay, fuck. I don't care.
She is.
Nobody cares.
Ronnie cares.
I'm pretty sure Ronnie hated this as well.
Oh, I'm sure.
I just whatever.
I can't wait till her pod opens. I hope she gets locked in for the whole match.
Liv
Well,
Morgan.
Spoiler: that don't happen.
Oh fuck!
Oh my god!
And
That's
now,
just gonna be
and I like how they all come in acting all fucking, whatever. Like I'm a badass.
I'm gonna win.
And then they get inside the pod, and then they're like, I don't know if I should be in this match.
Okay.
I'm so scared. Go ahead.
So I'm gonna say this about Liv Morgan right now. From the way that she's acting, it seems to me like she's scared of confined places.
They all are acting that way.
No, watch
Asuka
Liv's
looked that
face.
way. No, I did. Asuka looked that way. Sarah Logan kneeled down and she's like looking up, going, I don't know if I want to be here.
When Liv gets in front of that, like you can just see, look at her. She's like breathing, like she's not gonna pass out. It seems to me like she's really like fuck.
Yeah, because she's in a match she doesn't deserve to be in.
I mean, hey, point taken.
Oh, good God. I will say that Liv's look now is a lot better.
Yeah, I mean, I would eat
she
her.
doesn't look like a little child anymore. Like she's fucking hot as hell now.
I wonder what they would do if somebody just stick a giant shit in a pod.
Oh, but I don't know. I mean,
Well, it'd be in their own pod, so that's just gross. But I'd be down with it.
My dog is like standing on my lap, just like fucking smiling at me with his tongue hanging out. I don't know what. Like, are you retarded? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
Well, are you watching WWE? Because by God,
I think it made my dog retarded.
I'm
Bear
sorry.
Baron. He's just super happy, huh?
We actually seen your dog's brother walking down the street the other day. Was that this morning?
Really?
It was a kid with Down syndrome.
Yeah, we seen a little Pomeranian. I wanted to punt that motherfucker.
Nope. No, there's
Fun
story. My best
Fucking
friend
hell,
actually has his
man.
brother.
Someone give this woman subtitles.
My best friend has his brother, and then my other friend has his mommy.
I was kidding. No, we just seen a
Oh,
Pomeranian.
So, here's the thing. It makes sense for Shayna Baszler to do this. Why did every other wrestler that came in stare down everyone else that was in a pod?
because they had to waste time.
Man, they have to.
But did they really? Does this need to be 3 hours and 40 minutes? Because I think it should have been not happening at all.
Oh my
I like how
God.
I do like how Liv Morgan is showing no fear. She just
I mean, I would. The things I would do to that woman.
Jeez.
the things I would do to this woman right now, and not in a sexual way. Like I would literally take a baseball. Well, okay, so it would be.
Yeah,
Is
you're
take a
going to jail.
baseball bat and
And-
shove it up her
okay.
ass and pull it out her fucking mouth. I cannot stand
That's
Shayna Baszler.
sodomy.
I fucking hate her with a passion. She
Ooh,
is
Ruby
Shayna
Riott?
Baszler. She is
Oh.
garbage.
Yeah, she's boring as fuck.
Shayna Baszler, like she can't. She
This
can't
woman
talk.
annoys me about as much as fucking Shayna Baszler does. Yes, I'm talking about Ruby.
I was actually like hot on her before she left. Now I don't really care.
Yeah,
Right. Well, I mean, she didn't have any choice but to leave because she was injured.
She come back, but if you heard her talk recently, it's
Yeah.
like she is
Not
worse than Charlotte. She's like cutting off her words. It's like I don't understand. It's just
She looks like a goblin.
I love that. I love that when Liv fucking bangs on the glass.
Oh,
and scares the
this
shit
is
out of her.
funny. This is probably the best moment of the fucking pay-per-view right here, right now. Liv's like, fuck you, motherfucker. That was pretty
Ruby
good.
Riott is like not attractive, but like actually attractive.
It's weird because she's like so unattractive that she's attractive.
She looks like
Yeah.
a Funko Pop.
Yeah, it's not good, but it's good. You know what I'm saying?
She looks like a Funko Pop. I'm
Look
sorry.
at this clown. She comes. Oh my god, Natalia is another one for me. I'm not a fan of, but she's a strong worker in the ring. It's just she's the only one I could believe should actually be in this match, except of Asuka. But Asuka has a tag team championship, so she shouldn't be in. This match should not be happening.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I honestly don't even care if it. I'm going to tell you right now, I hate Shayna Baszler so much that I hope Becky retains. That's all I'm saying.
Spoilers.
No, I
Shayna
didn't spoil
Shayna
anything.
Baszler is not ready to hold a main
She's
title
not
on
ready
the
to
main
hold
show.
anything.
I mean, she got away with it on NXT because there was enough people to work with her down in NXT to make her not look so bad. But
NXT can make a character better than they are when they come to the main roster. They can hide the like problems with people because of the character they portray.
And I'm not gonna lie, like I saw a few problems with Shayna when she was in NXT, but like the promo problems I didn't see so much in NXT, but up here, yeah, they're prominent.
She's also like her wrestling style is just slow and boring.
The thing is, TSS, and I agree with you, and I know that we had an issue about 6-7 months ago. Listen, I don't hate Becky. I hate the way she's been booked. I hate the way that they've treated but that she is pretty much kind of falling into that where she is becoming
a clown.
Yes. And she's buying
How
into
does
it
this
like
even-
it's a great thing. It's not. Go ahead, Basement.
I got nothing. I actually don't like the fact that they padded the cage.
I don't.
Nope.
There's a way to do it without making it look like padding.
Well,
I
the
feel
thing
like
is,
they
if you
shouldn't have
want
done it at all, and
if you-
never have made it this kind of frequent pay-per-view type bullshit.
if you want the authentic elimination chamber feel, then you need that steel grate in there, no padding.
You know what? I don't care.
You know what they've done? They've essentially turned the elimination chamber into being like the top rope is now the top of a cage, and that's the only difference. They don't really use the cage around it that much. The outside is the same as the outside of the ring.
Yeah.
God, Ruby Riot's always like, I'm kind of tired from this 2 seconds of match. At least she's watching the TV.
Too.
I mean,
He's right.
Natalia, I can see because she hit the back of her head because she sold it. But why is Ruby Riott tired? Why is she going? Whatever. I'm just not even going to.
I love when wrestlers start the match like they wrestled for the last 30 minutes.
I mean, Natalia, she did hit her head, so I can understand.
Yeah.
Natalia, no, Ruby Riott, look at her.
Yeah, I know, she's dead.
Slow as fuck. My back is already broken from hitting the mat on the ground.
She's broken.
Okay, one thing that I've always had a problem with Ruby was I fucking hate the half shorts on one side and pants on the other. I fucking
It makes
hate
more
that shit.
sense when it's actually on the leg that's covered in tattoos and the leg that's not.
But
Right?
because WWE.
Yeah, it still doesn't even make any sense, does it? Because everybody has tattoos all over the fucking place.
The way she has her outfit right now, the leg that has all the tattoos is covered.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you, Alpha Man. The Becky Lynch fans are a big part of the problem. Just like the Sasha Banks fans are a big part of the problem.
Yeah. It is.
They make
I think like any fanatic in general is part of the problem. Like if you're so into this one wrestler that they can't do any wrong, then that's a problem.
Well, when I load up Twitter and I see 18 fucking Twitter feeds about my queen, Sasha Banks, she's not even wrestling at the time. Like, God damn. You're not a wrestler.
Well, and then you've got these like fanatics out there that take it a step too far. I've seen it with Sasha fans. I've seen it with Jay White fans. Fucking basically anybody and everybody I've seen it with, where they're like going to the point where they're actually like they've talked themselves into somehow being married to these wrestlers.
Super
Those are the
creep.
ones that scare me.
Yeah.
Here comes the best wrestler of the bunch, Sarah Logan.
Hey! Oh, look at me, Ruby. Look what I can do.
Didn't Ruby right get eliminated?
Right.
No, she's climbing the cage for no reason.
Oh, she's climbing the cage.
Yeah, I mean, but those wrestling fans where they take it too far and they're like, okay, like that one person, I don't even remember her name, but like all I said was ELP looks good. Like he looked good that night, like wrestling and every otherwise. Nothing bad, legit. I'm just like, oh, he looked good tonight. Fucking started a fight, then blocked me immediately. I'm like, what the fuck? But she was like obsessed with ELP. Like she literally in her head was married to the guy.
Yeah, they're crazy. That's the problem.
Fans, just this is wrestling fans that for some reason, and it's the stands, the so-called stands, that they're like, "Ooh, don't talk about." I've literally, and I do it because it's fucking hilarious. People literally say, "You don't come into my mentions talking shit about Becky and Becky shit." And then you're immediately, they just fucking, they're just all over you.
Well, the ones that like I'm fine if somebody wants to get into a debate with me about something, but the ones that I hate are the ones that talk shit and then they'll leave it up for like 2 minutes long enough for you to see it and then they fucking chicken out and delete it. Like, no, if you're gonna talk shit, then keep it up there. Let everybody else see the fucking stupid shit, psycho bitch shit in your head that is conveying on my timeline right now.
Apparently, I fucked a hedgehog.
Oh my god. I was
That was
laughing so
funny.
hard.
And then I
was
look
like,
at the
"Really?"
person's profile, and they're like, the biggest non-PC person ever." I'm like, really? Are you?
People are,
Oh.
it's society in general. They're just so.
Oh my god. This is the second time they've done this move tonight.
Tower of Garbage.
This is what they do. This is spot
This is
upon.
like-
This is going from one spot to another. It's
It's the prototypical WWE spot, the Tower of Doom.
yeah.
Who cares? My question. I don't know.
At this point, nobody.
It's gonna be Liv Morgan because the Riot Squad has to fight within each other, right? Nope. Asuka or Shayna Baszler. Shit, completely wrong. Fight everybody.
Bite everybody.
This is where this fucking show is fucking shit.
See,
I'm
and
just telling you.
yeah, I was actually, I'm like,
Is she going to eliminate everybody?
You'll see.
All right. Oh my god, I hate that fucking shit. As soon as you get put in a hold, you tap immediately. It's so unreal. Who the fuck taps like 2 seconds into a hold? She's gonna make her tap too. Watch. Give me 2 seconds. Fuck this match. You know what? Fuck this match. I'll be back.
Well, just wait. It gets better.
oh god. I mean, Natty's boobs. I was concerned about Natty's boobs right here, though.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
They almost left out.
Oh well, I Natalia to me, I would. I think she's pretty. I think she's a beautiful woman.
She is a very beautiful woman.
I'm gonna skip a week on my shirtless mirror selfie.
I have no
Okay.
idea what you just said.
Or
man.
is
No.
it one?
This is the spot that I was concerned about her boobs because I was like, oh god, you're gonna deflate them. But she's like literally catching the door right before it actually hits her. So
Thing is, you want to be like UFC. In what UFC match have you ever seen someone tap as soon as a hold gets put in? As soon. In 2 seconds. Oh my god, they got the hold and I'm done. I'm not even going to wait for me to actually feel the pain from the hold.
I've seen it. It's not about
Well,
the
I
pain
mean-
though, because once a move is like that.
I
move,
get like an arm bar, but like a sleeper hold or something, and literally as soon as I put a sleeper hold in.
well, I mean, Natty at least lasted a few more like a few seconds. You know, fucking more or fucking Logan and Ruby, they both tapped like immediately.
Done immediately. Yep. That I give a bit more credit to than the Ruby Riot one. That's instantaneous. Tapping immediately. Look, what? It's a sleeper hold. You realize that? This is good shit.
Hmm. Is it really though? And Natalia, I don't think she actually tapped. I think that she faded.
No, she tapped. I see.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
She's
There,
fighting.
get
now.
down. Naughty boy.
Oh, this is entertainment right here.
Oh god, no. Like legitimately this entire match I was like, shut the fuck up.
You know what? I kind of hate Asuka. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, she.
I hate her. Like she comes off as like a clown to me. She just comes off as a 30-plus-year-old Asian kid.
Well, the way they
I mean,
booked her,
she's
yes.
still over there like fucking shouting and like
I
like the loco thing while she's screaming in Japanese and we're like, we don't understand you.
Well, her movements kill me because she just comes off. Her movements just come off like not cool
Super
at all.
mom
Just
vibe.
like mom trying to be hip, and I don't like it.
People on my shit list, Canadian basement.
So this is where I kind of fucking. This is where I just like stopped caring about this match. She's walking around in the fucking ring. Why didn't they just open a fucking chamber? Why did they? Everybody's been eliminated. Why did they have to fucking wait for
This
somebody
is
to come?
terrible booking because there shouldn't be a minute of her walking around. Also, I have like
I think that
theories
with
now that she's not gonna win because
But,
she's coming
like-
up too strong too fast.
I think with her they were trying to do like the Brock Royal Rumble thing where like he eliminated everybody and he was just kind of like he had time to sit there and recover. But this
It's not
was
Brock
just too long and she's not Brock Lesnar. Like I was really hoping because like never mind.
I mean, Alpha, I agree with you. Like, okay, so she said Asuka has been ruined for a long time, and I mean, yeah, like they tried to keep her relevant at times, and they've done things with her. But I also feel like unless she was going to keep the streak she had from NXT, she was always going to be this.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be Liv Morgan. No? Oh my god. Yeah, it is.
Repeating, she's a cage fighter. She's a cage fighter.
It's really fucking annoying.
That was brutal. That was disgusting.
pretty
Blah, blah,
brutal,
blah.
but
She's not Brock Lesnar.
No.
She's never like Brock Lesnar put in his time, and I'm not saying she didn't, but like to be treated this way,
She literally just got called up.
Ronda Rousey should have been treated like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But Ronda Rousey,
Shayna Baszler to me is Samoa Joe of the women's division.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Except
where
without the mouthpiece.
without the mouthpiece, but like her in-ring work is kind of a bit similar, like a bit more like slow at times and methodical, going in, always working towards the submission finish.
Well, I mean, they do both use the Kiributa clutch, so that makes sense.
Yeah, goddamn right, TSS. We're gonna fucking ground and pound each other.
right?
I will lick your asshole.
Whoa.
What? I would.
So now we're gonna get fucking another 5 minutes of this shit. Oh, Liv
Like,
Morgan's
look at her.
still in it.
Why would she care what you do to Liv Morgan? Oh my god, she's choking her. There's no rules, so nobody cares.
I mean, Liv Morgan at least lasted longer than Ruby Riott and Sarah Logan did. She didn't tap.
Oh, she just died.
Here, look at my vagina. Stare at my vagina.
Here's the thing I don't get. Like, she literally puts people in the sleeper hold. Why isn't that like the strongest move in wrestling? If the people just die immediately.
Now we get this. Another sit around and fucking
This
wait.
is why do an elimination chamber match if it's just going to be literally someone yelling Japanese shit in a cage?
I don't know why this company does what they do.
Don't look at me like that. You can't have any beef jerky. Sorry, I'm talking to my dog.
I know.
It's like, I'm like eating beef jerky and he's staring at me like, give me some, bitch, but I can't because there's too much salt in it.
Yeah, that's when you realize he's 8 pounds and you could kill him real quick. So you're not giving him anything.
There's been more, and then you get Becky looking at her like, well, she's pretty
It's
good.
the third time we've gone back to Becky staring at a TV. Nothing says what I want to see in the ring like showing me what's happening backstage.
The anticipation is killing me.
So my
It's
question
not.
is like outside. Okay, why is this an elimination chamber match? They've hardly used the actual chamber at all, outside of the fact that it brings people in every 2 minutes.
Is it 2 minutes? It seems like fucking 5 minutes, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm. At some point in time in this match, I actually tweeted out, open the fucking pod already.
I know, this is retarded. There's nobody there. There's nobody there. Open the fucking pod.
Yeah.
You're wasting my fucking time by having Asuka stand there yelling and screaming.
Fucking.
And now Shayna Baszler's gonna walk over and she's like saying, "Come on!" It's like, well, open the.
I can't.
I would open
because
the
I'm in
fucking pod. It's just like fuck it.
So bad.
Yeah, and they still can't get her fucking out.
Yeah, I know. And
This guy's like, I opened the other side. Why are you focusing on? Never mind. I can't stand her mannerisms. They just come
She's
off.
just like, okay. I'm gonna jump around.
I hate
And squeeze my fingers.
mannerisms. I hate them.
I don't understand.
Ah! Why was it just a one-on-one match?
I mean, Asuka's got some solid
Dominant
boobs
women
too.
in
Damn.
WWE.
No,
One-
Fat Bear. Stop.
We've only seen her bite the neck of somebody, but okay, she's the most dominant.
I don't know. Whatever. It's fucking Liv Morgan and Asuka's boobs for the win in this match for me.
Liv Morgan for the win, so I'm gonna say.
Since when does Asuka resort to pulling hair? I mean, come
She's a
on.
heel. That's what heels do in WWE.
They're both heels, to be honest. I don't care. Okay. This is great. This is great shit.
Yeah, this is about as great as fucking.
What's the point
I'm
in
waiting
the design of
Goldberg
the
to
song?
enter with a fucking wig on.
What's the point in the design of the thong on top of the outfit? Because like Rey Mysterio, okay, I can see it with Asuka because she's female, but Rey Mysterio fucking does it too.
Rey Mysterio has not decided whether he likes dressing like a woman or not. I guess I don't.
He's waiting till he reaches 18 to decide what gender he's going to choose.
Oh my god.
Booyaka, booyaka! But does that hurt anybody?
I don't even know what the fuck she's doing.
Wrenching your arm.
She's not doing a very good job. But...
No, she's not.
Ow. Excuse me.
Oscar reminds me of, like, you remember those, like, rocket popsicles?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you just shove them up my ass.
What the fuck? How does that remind you of Asuka?
Matt?
I just don't fucking understand this shit.
I mean, Asuka's she has been booked poorly since she came up because she should have been okay. I understand not.
She
keeping
was
her undefeated.
actually. I'm going to disagree. When she first came up, she was booked right, and then after WrestleMania, it was just.
As soon as she
absolute
lost,
trash.
she was kind of dead in the water.
I mean, I can agree with that, but like, I can understand like she has to lose at some point in time. I get that, but once she lost,
Mhm.
they took everything from her. Like they took her character and everything because she was always one of those like she wasn't a talker. She was one of those ones that she got in the ring and she proved what she could do.
Mm-hmm.
And then they took it from her, and now they have her shouting in Japanese, and I don't know.
I mean, I am, like, thoroughly confused why this even happened.
Take your fucking mouth guard out. We can't understand.
Yeah,
a word
I
you're
yelled
Hey, coming for you,
same thing with
brother.
me. Same thing
I
with
can't
me.
stand it.
They have Cesaro'd fucking Shayna Baszler. But anyway,
Shayna Baszler, the thing is, Shayna Baszler, in my honest opinion, is the one person I would probably like take from NXT and not push to the moon.
correct.
Because I don't think she's worth being pushed to the moon. But here we are.
Yep.
Or, I mean, at least give her time on the main roster because these other women have been on the God damn. Sorry, her head just hit that chamber, and her head actually did fucking hit pretty hard. But
that was rough.
But I mean, these other women have been up on the main roster for a while, so you're gonna take somebody that you just called up.
That's the problem with the booking because Becky has faced everybody that they had built up to be the champion. So there's nobody else left other than to fucking bring up Shayna.
I mean, if Asuka wasn't a part of the tag team, then I would be like, I would much rather see a rematch between Asuka and Becky so that Asuka could take the title off of her, but that was never going to work with them being part of the tag team because Asuka would have to wrestle twice.
I think it would have made sense.
Yeah, but they want the women's tag team to defend their titles at WrestleMania too.
Fucking take the title off of them. Just fucking.
I mean, Asuka's been involved in the fucking singles feud.
But then what are you going to do with Kairi Sane?
What are you going to do with Kairi Sane? Send her back to fucking NXT.
Shoot her out of a cannon.
No.
Yes.
Anyway, so that poses the question. There is one more thing that we wanted to talk about real quick, and then we'll get out of here. It was rumored that Vince had soured on Shayna Baszler. Well, with the win here, have they soured on Shayna Baszler? Or
No.
is Becky going to
I mean, any report I see online where someone soured on someone without proof can literally
I
die.
can see Vince souring on her because she sucks.
But the thing is, like, he is oblivious to what happened on NXT, and then he brings her up to the main roster. I'm gonna push her. I'm gonna push her crazy, and then all of a sudden it's no, I'm not gonna push her.
Hold on. First of all,
There's been-
Paul Heyman was actually the one that wanted Shayna Baszler pushed.
Mm-hmm.
Vince went for it because of her MMA background. You know how Vince is with the MMA
like,
people.
True.
What would the reason being behind him not wanting to push her?
I
Because
understand.
of the promo work, probably.
Yeah, she's boring.
So
Vince
he is
doesn't-
oblivious to NXT. He doesn't follow any of it ever.
I don't
Probably
know. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. I just feel like that whole statement is just clickbait as fuck.
But it's a question. And I may have asked it.
If you want to eat my ass is a question. Doesn't mean
I
it's a good
don't-
one.
No.
I don't think that he's necessarily soured on her, because if he soured on her, usually when Vince sours on somebody, he doesn't put them in a WrestleMania match, like a big WrestleMania match.
Well, then why does he
And-
put everybody in a match at WrestleMania?
No, but I mean, like, okay, like the bigger matches, because you know that Becky's gonna be one of the bigger matches at WrestleMania. She always fucking is.
It's gonna be in the middle
what's
of the
the-
card.
What is the reasoning behind the statement Vince has apparently soured on Shayna
No,
Baszler?
the question was posed. Has Vince soured? It wasn't that
But
Vince
why
has.
would it even be posed when the match was obviously built to have
I've seen
Shayna win?
Vince sour
Just
on
because.
fucking people within a week.
I know, but like, what? Okay, I can make any statement about Vince souring on anybody.
Yeah.
What is the reasoning behind it?
Well, okay,
It's
like
Shayna fucking Baszler. I can see
For
him
instance-
souring
But
on her.
she's put as pretty much the only person that should and would win the Elimination Chamber, and she went on to win the
you're
Elimination
right.
Chamber.
I'm
so
not
like,
disagreeing with you. I'm just.
I don't get like, how can he be souring on someone when he makes them
Well-
a main event?
that's what I was trying to say too. But and you've seen it with Ricochet. Okay, there was a big rumor that Vince soured on Ricochet. You saw the slow decline of Ricochet over the past couple of weeks.
They have nothing to do
Where
with.
I'm sorry.
They don't have anything to do with him. Like, what I'm saying is they don't have a plan for him at this moment.
Yeah,
And I
like
think
you saw
most
the
of
slow
those-
decline in him.
Well, I
Whereas
feel
Shayna
like-
Baszler, she's getting a shot at the title.
Well, I feel like most of these reports, when it's Vince soured on someone, they just do not have a storyline for them at
Mhm.
this point in time.
No, and that's essentially what I'm getting. I wasn't saying or agreeing with said statement because essentially everybody in this match, who was going to be? I mean, yeah, Asuka maybe, but do you really want to see Natalya in a WrestleMania match with Becky? Do you want
I don't
to
wanna
see?
see
Do you
any
want
of
to
them.
see Sarah Logan? Do you want
I
to
don't wanna
see
see
Liv
any of them.
Morgan? Do you want to see Ruby Riott? The only two obvious people were the two people that were finishing the match, and that's Asuka and Shayna. But we've
And you know-
seen Asuka and Becky.
And my money is on Becky retaining at WrestleMania.
But you know
And
the really
Cena
sad
turning
part
it
about that?
Joe.
The really sad part about that is this match did not need to happen, because as soon as I saw who was in the match, I'm like, I can tell you who the last two are going to be right now.
Yeah.
And I can tell you who I probably think is going to win, which I was
Well,
going
we
with
all-
Shayna.
We all went with her.
You know,
because
I mean-
who else?
I mean, when you see Ruby Riott, Sarah Logan, Natalya, and fucking Liv Morgan, neither one of them. Natalya, she WrestleMania quality, but a different match. Neither one of any of them are like WrestleMania women's title match quality. Now Natty, she's rumored to be in that tag team match with Beth Phoenix. That I can see.
You realize every time there's a match, it's always rumored to be. in a match, either facing Beth Phoenix or tagging Beth Phoenix,
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
Right.
But and TSS says it best. You'll know if they really are souring on her. If Becky wins, then you know that they did.
Becky's
Yeah.
going to win because Shayna Baszler is 40 plus years old.
Yep.
And
Not only
Becky
that,
is
but
the
she
hotter
can't.
commodity.
Not
And what is
only
she going to
that-
do if she wins?
Not only that, but Shayna Baszler, she does not have the promo skills. Whether you like Becky or not, she has promo skills. I mean, they're horrible, but she can talk.
But then she doesn't
Shayna
have
Baszler
promo skills.
Shayna Baszler can't talk at all.
I'm going to say this. They do need to get the title off of Becky.
Yeah, but if you
I
look at the
agree.
WrestleMania card so far, in my honest opinion, everybody's predicting all the younger talent to beat the older talent for the male roster.
Mhm.
And that might happen, but if that happens, then there's legitimately no way Becky Lynch is going to lose to Shayna Baszler.
No, you're
At
right.
some point in time, you can't have all the title. I don't think WrestleMania is going to have all the titles switch hands. And like we said, you put it on Shayna Baszler. What do you do with it then?
Mm-hmm.
Well, and WWE usually has usually they have a set way that that it's going to go for the night. Like if you see 2 titles change hands, you can almost guarantee that almost all the titles that night are going to change hands.
And my honest opinion, if Baszler wins, the only way she does is due to interference, and the only way she loses to interference is Ronda Rousey comes back. Then you have a Becky Ronda Rousey feud for a bit. Ronda Rousey wins and goes on to face Baszler at SummerSlam or something like that.
Yeah.
That would be the way I would probably book it, but
Right.
WWE is not going to fucking do that. They're going to do some asinine shit, and we're going to have fucking Ronda Rousey versus Shayna Baszler at like some bullshit pay-per-view. Extreme Rules.
Do you want to know how we end up with this? This is what happens when you take Charlotte Flair out of the picture and put her in an NXT match.
Mm-hmm.
Which also makes literally no sense. To me, Charlotte Flair being infused in NXT is a detriment to NXT. For me, I personally didn't even care to watch NXT this week.
Yeah,
And it's because they're backpedaling on their main feuds with Gargano and Ciampa, and Charlotte Flair's. I don't care.
Yep, I'm with you. So I didn't even talk about NXT. NXT is very disappointing right now. Very disappointing. But yeah, so and that's pretty much it. I didn't care for anything on this fucking pay-per-view. Maybe the first match, the AJ Styles match, it was good up until the end because I don't give a fuck. I don't care to see the Undertaker wrestle AJ Styles. I don't care.
I don't either. I mean, I'm way past the nostalgia acts, and the fact that we have Goldberg and Undertaker on the WrestleMania card is kind of a travesty.
Think about that for a minute.
That's an insult. That's an insult to all these fucking actual wrestlers putting in their time week in, week out that have to play second fiddle to fucking ancient assholes that can't go anymore. Goldberg cannot go anymore.
Undertaker. Then you got Goldberg and Undertaker. And for those of you, fucking Brock Lesnar is another one that people are talking about. They're taking a spot.
Well, Brock can go, but
no. I get that. But there are people out there saying that, and that's 3 spots that could have been held by people that are worthy. Instead of keeping them on the sidelines, build these characters. They don't even do that. They rely so much on nostalgia. We talked about it. What happens when the Undertaker can't wrestle anymore?
Mm-hmm.
You've essentially fucking killed the future of WWE because John Cena's going to be at fucking WrestleMania. You've essentially killed.
Well,
who's going to be your next who's going to be the nostalgia for this generation?
Yeah, their next nostalgia cycle is actually Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, but there's a whole fucking decade that they're going to miss out on.
Well, and this you know damn well that they hear us and they hear our gripes about this because John Cena did a fucking promo on it. Like,
yeah, but then his promo ended with "I'm going to be at WrestleMania wrestling."
So that he's doing the promo, and then I'm like, finally, somebody fucking said it, and then it was like a slap in the face because then it's like the Fiend just comes out and points to the fucking sign, and John Cena just nods. It's like, what the fuck?
John Cena came out and like he hit the hot topic button of Goldberg winning the championship because that's what the fans wanted to hear. But then he realized the actions of WWE is the only bankable stars are the stars we made from yesteryear.
Yep.
We don't have bankable stars anymore unless we buy them. And even then, when we buy them, they're not bankable anymore. At this point in time, AJ Styles retires. In 5 years, you see him come back as like a nostalgia act to fight somebody. Does it really matter? Because did he ever have the run that Goldberg or Undertaker did? No. He's just another, or John Cena for that matter. He's just another WWE superstar that's retired. He didn't even have the run that fucking Edge did for the most part. The guy's just going to retire and come back to be what? Just a person.
Yep, essentially. So, and that being said, I think we're going to end the show here. I do have to work tomorrow in about 5 hours. So, but
I'm going to say right now, that was a terrible
it
pay-per-view.
was very terrible. It was terrible. It wasn't the worst pay-per-view, but it was fucking terrible.
Oh, they had
Very
two good
terrible.
matches. The rest of the show was garbage.
Yep.
The Elimination Chamber matches made no sense to even be in an Elimination Chamber.
Yep.
They hardly used the fucking chamber. Nobody cared.
No, yeah, and I looked at this card and I just like I almost didn't even want to fucking.
Well, you went
That's
from
it.
like, okay, the two matches that were in the chamber were one, the tag team champs just retained, and it was made literally a week before the chamber match happened, so nobody cared. And the other one, the person that was obviously going to win won, and not only did she win. Not only was she obvious to win, but she won in the most obvious way possible. She just fucking sleeper holded everybody in the ring.
Yeah, it's stupid. It's stupid. Anybody that thought that was a good match or a good pay per view is fucking. You need to stop smoking dope and stop hanging out with Montez Ford. But so anybody got anything they'd like to add?
This is probably, in my honest opinion, one of the worst road to WrestleMania builds I've seen in the last 10 years.
No.
I'm gonna say this is the worst.
It's probably the
I
worst.
see
Dude,
this.
I'm looking forward to one match. I'm not even looking forward to the match so much as the storytelling that's going to happen in the match.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's between two guys that one is retired and the other one is close to it.
Yep. Correct. Pop it.
I think they both fell asleep.
No, just I don't know what to say.
No, I wanted the
What?
What?
Yeah, I agree.
Go ahead. One of you two. I don't care who it is. Go ahead. Talk over each other because that was fucking funny. Trek. What did you
I
say?
want to do the outro.
Okay.
We're not on that yet, Bob.
God damn it! What were your thoughts, man? Good talk.
Oh.
Trek.
Shit.
Oh shit. Well, that's what we just watched. Trek.
It was great. It was huge.
Trek.
It
Go
was
ahead.
horrible. That was awful. There were like 2 or 3 matches that were good.
3.
And then
What the fuck were you watching?
Well, the Street Profits match wasn't that like.
I'm gonna
that
say
was-
there were 0
not bad.
matches that were like good. There were 2 matches that were mediocre. I'd give both to Daniel Bryan, the other one like a 3-star, and everything else was. Ugh.
Yeah, I can agree.
Also,
But
I don't know.
it was
Why-
7
why-
stars. It was 7 stars. We just were fooling
Yeah.
ourselves.
Mhm.
But I just want to wish Bobbit a happy birthday. I know that,
Birthday boy.
yeah. So happy birthday, Bobbit. Bobbit's gonna take us out of here. So he was animate about it. Go ahead, man. You're leaving.
All right, motherfuckers.
Oh.
You've been watching This Week in Wrestling / Elimination Chamber. Live reactions, motherfucker. Yeah. Have a good night, motherfuckers, and we'll see you next week, home dogs. Yeah. Motherfucker, peace out. DJ Ski Penis out.
Thank
He's
God.
a home.
I want to see him like in jail, but have it be like a reality TV show.